Ah! Yeah. Here we are. I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, probably look at the title and be like, what the frickin'? It's like, we have no idea what's going on. Hang on a second, guys. If there is anybody here, I'm just trying to get to the top of the channel. So that I can see chat and whatnot. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. The lunatic. Yes. Do I sound clear? I hope so. I hope that everything's coming through okay. Turtle 2, Electric Boogaloo. Well, thank you for that. That was very nice and chipper. How is everybody? Just kind of chilling for a bit. I don't know if I should invite anybody. Oh, wait. You know what? Just admit Superman is better than Batman. Why am I yelling? I've always admitted that Superman's better than Batman. What are you talking about? Superman could beat Batman 5 times a Sunday, and I don't care who tells me otherwise. You know? I'll drop the link in a few places, I think, with some people. I'll just drop this and this one.
I can't even believe it. I want to see this place so badly.
We'll see if someone joins or not. Whoa, okay. If Batman was on Krypton with Superman, who would win? Well, and if that is the question you want to ask, tell him. Well, that would be a more interesting fight, considering they'd be on even playing field, wouldn't they? Or would they? Isn't Krypton's gravity different than Earth? Or am I thinking something else? I could be thinking Dragon Ball Z. Superman would win via kryptonite technology. Yeah, that's a good point. High-tech alien technology would be a lot better, wouldn't it? Also, Krypton has 20 times Earth's gravity. Yeah, that's what I thought. And since Kryptonians live on the planet the entire time, yeah, I think Batman would still be at a slight disadvantage. Just a slight one. Although I think he'd have a better chance of winning than what, than what he would be when Superman is on Earth or near a yellow sun. When that happens, oh boy! But yeah, people probably just clicked on the video, probably didn't even bother to read the title. It's like, I'm just chilling and thinking about stuff. A lot of stuff has been pretty crazy with, Comics Gate kind of just going nutty, I guess. Please answer. Answer what? Card Game 2 Thunder Boogaloo. Please answer. I still have... Oh! Did you send me a new tweet? Or something? Trump has testicular cancer. Did you get that report from The Onion? I saw one of the videos, Turtle. You know, I watched one of the videos. It was actually quite funny, especially the skit with the two eggs talking to each other. It was pretty funny, actually. I liked it.
What about two eggs talking to each other? I click on the live stream link, and this is the first thing I hear. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Dalton. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Just got done eating.
Good. Hey, G Shadow. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Probably because this is just the chilling and thinking about stuff stream. I'm just hanging out. I guess I have no real plans. I was just like, Nerd Wonder was talking about doing a stream just to chill and hang out and have a good time. And I was like, you know what? I'll take over since she's got family issues. Although I don't know if everybody will be, following that. But, whether they do or not is one thing. I'm just kind of thinking, I guess. Yeah, to some extent. I mean, I just saw a few videos talking about Ethan's, leaving Comicsgate, thing.
Maybe I'm a bit bitter, but I say good riddance.
You could be bitter. I don't know.
Well,
only you can answer that question.
See, this is the thing. It seems like he was just here as a means to an end in retrospect. And it doesn't seem like he cared all that much about the reasons why we're actually doing this, other than the reasons that will line his pocket. So, yeah, screw him.
Well, I mean, for me, it's like I kind of left the hashtag quite a while ago, unless it's something that actually directly correlates with like something I'm talking about. There's really no real reason to even use the hashtag to talk about whatever, unless you're just trying to see if you can get some extra traffic, And it's like, well, I was getting decent traffic before it was called Comicsgate, so I think I'll be okay. I want to talk about that type of stuff, Standing right here in front of you with no one else around. Good. I have the two kind of overpowering troll type people in chat tonight. We got Omnitron and we got Turtle Time. They're going to be competing for who can leave the most comments in chat.
I'm amazed Turtle Time hasn't used the Master of Disguise turtle meme yet.
Maybe he has. We just don't know it. Oh, thank you, Maverick. I appreciate it. Yes, you got to see, if anybody was watching earlier today, yes, I posted a normal video for the first time in several months. Mainly it was just me just talking with no real plan or anything, just saying, hey, I'm back. Kind of general ideas of what's going to happen, what's going on, why I've been gone for so long. I need to edit the other two videos that I already had. I need to work on those, where we'll talk about Crunchyroll and we'll talk about the state of DC Comics to me, or at least in my opinion, what's going on.
I've been working on my first episode review of the new Chilling Adventures of Sabrina show pretty much all day. Cool. I intend to get that done at some point tonight. Probably will be released in the early hours of tomorrow.
That's good. Well, I need to go to bed probably relatively early tonight, or I don't know, I might not. You never know, but as soon as I break you've sent too many messages code. Oh boy. You're lucky YouTube limits my powers. Indeed it does. It limits everyone's powers, man. You're not alone. Happens to all of us. Turtle, don't worry about it. We all feel the burn of YouTube. It's a rash that doesn't go away.
To our YouTube overlord.
Next thing you know, Dalton's channel no longer exists.
It only has like 43 subscribers at the moment. I don't think even YouTube is that petty yet.
Not yet.
Yes,
Yet
being the
being
operative word.
Yeah, yet being the operative word. But I mean, yeah, like I said, with the whole, I said it um in the update or the I'm back video. It really, to me, it doesn't matter. The hashtag has been dead to me for months. You know, there's just so much weird shit going on.
I'm just imagining Nightwolf being like, "You're dead to me, Comic Skate. You're dead to me."
Yeah, that's right. You heard it here first. Comic Skate, you're dead to me. I killed you in a ditch.
Comic Skate is sleeping with the fishes.
I said I left it in a ditch. I put a bullet in its head.
I know. I'm running through all of the mafia related lexical memes.
Well, I could have done it in other forms and fashion. I could have went like, I dropped a colony on it and killed it. Hail Zeon. Fat Cow versus Super Dog. Both are wonderful. Although I prefer Dog versus Dog. Bat Hound versus Super Dog. Crypto. I like those two.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And speaking of dog.
Yeah, I apologize for that. That's my brother's dog. He bitches every time someone leaves the house without taking him with them.
As some dogs do.
Yeah. And he's a noisy little beagle puppy, so there's that. I will attempt to mute when he does it so that it doesn't completely fuck up the stream.
I've heard you guys talk about Comicsgate. I've heard of it. I still have no clue what it is. I assume it was a gate for comics. Thank you, Omnitron. I needed a good laugh. Thank you. I, for one, welcome our insect overlords. Like I said, these are the two that are the most trollish out of all the people that I know that hang out in my streams. Dalton, please tell me you're reading chat.
I can read it. Just give me a second. I'll close my bedroom door so that the noise doesn't disrupt any people. And the dog will hopefully shut the fuck up so that we can stream. There we go.
I understand, dog, but don't speak it, he said roughly.
Don't you mean roughly?
He didn't spell it that way, though he should have.
It was a wasted opportunity for a pun, sir.
Turtle Time, how dare you ruin the opportunity for puns? I feed off of puns, damn it.
And you call yourself a troll. How dare you?
I try to say, seriously, Comicsgate sounds like something dirty. It's not porn, is it? No.
No, Comicsgate is a movement by consumers of comics to hopefully reinstate the focus on meritocracy in art and also instill some kind of metric for professionalism among a bunch of comic creators that, by virtue of their social justice ideology, think they are Anna Kasparian-esquely better than you.
I think Omnitron is just trolling us because that was his question, but it's not really a question. It's just him trolling. I think he has a general idea of what it is, but
it's not that kind of movement.
Yeah, no. Not that kind. I understood none of that explanation. I'm not kidding. Well, that's Dalton. He probably confuses some people with his very, very nice way he speaks. I
apologize for that, but there is literally nothing that I can do. It is just my nature. And also fuck off.
It's the very eloquent. I was looking for the appropriate word. The eloquent way he talks. That's what it was.
At least I'm not Ben Stein. If I were Ben Stein, then I would probably shoot myself in like solidarity. But I am not Ben Stein, so
I made out comic snobs and ham sandwiches out of that explanation. What? I don't even understand what he's saying.
I get like the vague gist of what he's saying, but I could not articulate it for any meaningful semblance of words. And that's saying something, considering articulating things like that are kind of my thing.
Is your favorite song the Monster Mash? Oh.
Is that a question for
I don't even know if that's a question. That's just turtle time.
I do enjoy the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash is awesome.
He says no, but I like the sound of potato mash. I get it. I think he's trying to pun us here.
Ah, okay.
Hey Dominic, how you doing? Good to see you. Also, what do Doritos have to do with Comicsgate? Everything. That's the reason why I must destroy Doritos next.
I do imagine there is probably a pretty high preponderance of comic book nerds that eat Doritos while reading their comics. So probably something in a like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of way.
Just curious on how Doritos affect the cause. Just don't hurt the Cool Ranch flavors. Too bad Nerd Wonder couldn't come to the stream, but family comes first. Yes, exactly. You know, when a family member is visiting the hospital for probably, I think it's a second time, from what it sounds like.
Oh,
no,
that's dear.
I don't know how serious it is. I'm hoping it's not. It didn't sound like it was too serious, but serious enough to warrant 2 trips to the hospital. Maybe they have a flu or something, or pneumonia or something.
Geez, the girls of Comicsgate are really taking a hit lately between Nerd and her thing and Feisty and the things that are going on with her. Nobody do anything to Maranya. Maranya must be protected at all costs now. She's the only like semi-healthy female comic skater at the moment. Like, damn.
Oh. I'm sorry, Omnitron, that your wife wasn't feeling well. She got pneumonia. Oh, that's unfortunate. Or got close to it. Sorry to hear that, man. Take me home to West Virginia memes. Okay. Comics should be burned.
No.
What is this? This is like back in like what, the 40s or something? When they already did that?
If Frederick Wortham had his way, you would not be far off. But fortunately, Frederick Wortham is a fuckwit, and I hope there's a special place in hell for those that stymie the movement of art.
Yeah. Comics should be burned, then peed on. Well, you gotta put the fire out somehow, I guess. Buy a fish. It's turtle time. He's just trolling. He's just causing trouble.
I know. But also no.
Please don't burn the comics. Only if they're really terrible and you feel the need to do so.
And even then, that's Linkara's job. He's a professional with those kind of things.
Yes. If you're gonna destroy a comic, find a new creative way to do it.
Yes. I believe Linkara has the monopoly on the burning of bad comics.
Yeah, pretty much.
And DNC has the monopoly on flushing them, because I remember one time where he flushed one.
Who, DNC?
Yeah.
Yeah, he also submerged and drowned it before he flushed it. It was the Aquaman book for DC Comics, actually. And from what I recall and remember, the way it's printed and whatnot, and how the ink works and whatnot, and the paper, it was so durable. It took almost like 3 or 4 hours to disintegrate enough to throw in the toilet.
Turtle time, you don't need to throw comics in a shark tank. There are other methods of crowdfunding it.
Then put in ketchup. Have you seen or read any new anime or manga for the 2018 winter season? I talked about it a little bit last time, or when was it? You were there. It's a few days ago. What was it? Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah, I think so. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember which.
Yeah. I did talk about the ones I was watching. I need to probably catch up on them because I haven't done that for a few days. So I've probably missed an episode or two, perhaps. But I think it's like 4 currently. I might bump it up to 5 if I decide to watch Goblin Slayer at some point.
What was that? What was that slime mold one called? The one with the guy who turns into or gets reincarnated as a slime mold and is stupidly OP. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's called That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. A very long title. Remember?
But at least it's appropriate and descriptive.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly should have just been like anime with slime, and that probably would have come in Google.
I'm trying to remember, what did I describe? What did I title it? It's like My Life as a Slime, because that sounded way more appropriate.
Yeah, that was what the title that you gave it.
Maybe there's a copyright on that in Japan. Maybe there's something that already exists that's called that, and then they just couldn't do that.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Of course, there's also the possibility that this is a light novel adaptation, and light novels sometimes do tend to have very long titles. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Knight? How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, Eglantine. How are you?
I am peachy freaking keen.
You're very quiet. I can barely hear you. Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot. Well, it could be on my end, too, because I put my chat really low.
I had the, I was working on the computer with the mic a little bit away from me. I'm getting some comic book reviews ready to do.
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah,
we can hear you much better now.
Staying away from the drama for a couple of days. It's not happening.
I was about to say, the drama is about to come and find you.
Yeah, it definitely has. I've never known that I like dick so much, but apparently I've been sucking it all day. So
in Soviet Russia, dick likes you.
Yeah, it's really funny. And apparently I've been playing Jedi mind games for a long time now to get Ethan Van Sciver out. I've always hated them.
Yeah.
I of course.
That was a stunt that Ethan pulled of his own volition because he's an unprincipled hack. Not be.
I think that I think that he had one foot out, and he used this as an excuse rather than a reason. Yeah. He's got 90,000 subs. Together, me and Unranked have 10% of that.
Yeah.
So, and Unranked Chevron did one video that got 1,000 views, and I did 2 live streams that did 2,000, views. So, and all I did, because I thought Unranked Chevron, because I got a lot of DMs, by the way. What ended up, I'm sorry, I just totally took over your freaking live stream, didn't I?
Well,
just
if you give me
finish the thing, dude.
If it would be okay, I would like to talk to chat for a brief second before.
Go on ahead, man. Go on ahead.
But Omnitron had this comment of, "Knight, my wife says you have a beautiful voice. Is she deaf?"
You know what? I got to say this. When I first started, you actually you had your channel before I had mine. And I found your, I thought, okay, this guy's pretty cool. And I actually thought you had a really good voice for this. So I got to I wouldn't go so far. I wouldn't go so far as to say, "Oh, I like your voice," but I really did think you got a good YouTube voice.
The only problem is you sound like you're perpetually like 19.
That is, yeah.
That could be a benefit and a weakness at the same time.
Hey, Maverick, how you doing? Hey, Omnitron, how you doing? Yeah, it's been quite a day, guys. Quite a day. But yeah, I agree with Dominic, because holy Toledo, It has been quite but yeah, it's kind of funny though. It's tiring, but it's funny because wow. The things people are coming up with is just, at least they're creative. I've got to give that. I got to give that. At least it's creative. But I do tell people, look, if you're going to try to insult me, be funny. Okay. A lot of my live streams recently have been ending with me doing a face reveal and letting people insult me because I'm old, fat, and ugly. Go, And, oh, what was it today? Somebody said something along the lines of, we need to paint Eglantine green so he could be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle number 5.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was fucking brilliant. That was brilliant.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, whoever said that.
I know, I love that one. My favorite is still.
I could totally see you in a purple Donatello mask.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm sorry I took over there and then started bitching, but it's like, God dang, I can't believe some of the stuff I'm reading.
That's fine. I was. What the? God.
And one guy who's been a regular viewer of mine said something. What was it that he said? I was alt-right. Like, you've been literally watching for 2 years. You know absolutely that's the truth. But all of a sudden today, okay.
Dominic,
Bohemian Rhapsody's good too.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I haven't watched that movie yet. Dominic, did you ask to be invited to the stream on Twitter? Because I saw it for a brief moment and now I can't find it again. So I'm just asking. I could have swore that I could have
out of shape, old man turtle, out of shape, old man turtle,
okay,
out of shape, old man turtle, sitting in his long chair.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, dude.
No, you're fine.
This is
fine. Don't
this
worry.
Is pent up. This is pent up. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, man. I saw your thing. I was like, do I want to start a stream or something? Because I've been like, that's exactly it. I was like, stream, so. Yeah, man. But the thing is it's Night's thing, and I came on, and this is what Yellow Flash called me out for. Man, you jump on and you just take over, and I didn't want to do this, Night, but I was like, I think it's because I needed to vent. Sorry, dude.
Well, that's fine. I'm accustomed to venting. I do that myself, so
Cool. So what are y'all talking about?
I didn't really have any particular things in mind. I was just
chilling, thinking about stuff.
Much. Yeah. I watched. I guess I could talk about it. I watched Doug's video. I was like, that was a good video that he did earlier today. Okay, Dominic. The link is in your Twitter, I think. So feel free to jump in if you want. I don't think I've had Dominic on before, but anyway, basically saying like nothing's really going to change. Well, hashtag itself is dead. I mean, I already made the comment earlier today or earlier in the
months ago.
Yeah. I was talking about like I don't need the hashtag anymore. It's dead to me. And
the message is there. The message is always going to be there.
Yeah, and me and Dalton were joking about how I already killed it, and I said it was dead to me. I said I put a bullet in it and dropped it in a ditch. I also said I dropped a colony on it. That was funny.
I said he made it sleep with the fishes.
Yes, I killed it.
Yeah, well, we are getting a lot of messages that me and UC, I think, have taken some heat off of Nurkish and Lim. So, congratulations on them.
If it helps them out in some way, I guess that's okay.
I feel bad for you.
The wheel of drama turns fast, guys.
Yep.
He's not used to it. He's just getting a little bit bigger now. He's just hit 1,000 based on that video. So now he's discovering the double-sided sword when your YouTube channel grows. on one hand, yeah, okay, you're getting more views, you're getting popular, maybe you get monetized or something like that, so you get that much. But on the other hand, people are hearing your opinion, so more people who disagree with you come out, and all. I have so far,
sorry,
and
I'm
so far lost 34 subscribers. Yeah.
Hey, Dominic.
Anyone.
How you doing? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, good. We can hear you too. I was just double checking.
You know your camera's on also, right?
I know, and I'm trying. Hey, don't blame me. This is my first time.
But believe me, I remember my first time well enough. You know how it goes.
I do too. She was a smoker. Kind of weird.
Different kind of virginity. We were talking live stream virginity, Eglantine.
Omnitron, here's the thing, man.
Oh no, I was talking live stream. I wasn't talking real virginity, but he was a smoker, so yeah.
I need to address Omnitron because he's sending me messages through Twitter and whatnot. Here's the thing, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Unless you've replaced your headset in the last several months, it ain't happening because I don't want to assault everybody's ears, especially the old man's. It's probably bad enough as it is.
I can't hear anything. Let's talk JP because Turtle Time's like really wanting to talk JP.
Are we talking about Japan? Because if that's the case,
Ooh,
the old man might have interest.
Jordan Peterson or
I'm playing video games about dinosaurs now. I guess.
Sure,
I don't know. Is that game any good? Have y'all played that game? Is that
the new one?
The new Jurassic Park game?
Well, yeah, I played the older one.
Operation Genesis was fun.
Oh, dude. Okay, never mind.
What, did you not play that one?
No, I did. I have a very cool story surrounding that, but one, it would really paint me as an old man, and two, it's really cheesy and schmaltzy.
Well, let's have it then. You've already let it out, and the chat's not gonna let it go until you tell it. So
I'm not gonna let it go till he tells it.
No, I said it's schmaltzy. It's not like and it ends with 3 Asian hookers on my back, just 2. But no, it's serious. My daughter at the time, she was around 4, and she was she went to preschool and she heard there was no Santa Claus and she didn't want to believe it. So she goes, I'm going to write to Santa Claus, and if I don't get everything I want, I'm not going to believe anymore. She just wasn't at that point where she was going to believe, like she wanted to believe at least one more year. So she wrote on her that what she wanted, and the thing she wanted most was Jurassic Park Evolution, because I raised my freaking kids right. And so, okay, I got the letter and said, we'll mail it, and we'll and I did. I kept it, and she wanted to go see Santa Claus at the mall, and I gave the letter to one of the elves, one of the girls helping out the Santa for the picture. And when Elizabeth went up there, the elf walked up before she got there, gave this letter to Santa. So when we got to him, Santa says, "What's your name, Elizabeth?" He goes, "Wait a second," and he pulls out Jenny. Michelle, I don't remember the names, but he did say off names. And then he goes, here you are, Elizabeth. And he opens it up and it's her letter. And she was, and I got on there, standing there like dad tears. Oh, it makes myself so happy. And then I found out that Jurassic Park wasn't exactly a very popularly ordered game at the time. And I had to go all around the freaking city to make sure we got it. And when we did, she opened it up. Oh my gosh, it was like a Miracle on 34th Street moment. He's real. He's real. By the next year,
I think you told this story before once.
Yeah. Hey, it's a great story, and I'm an old man. I only have so many. But yeah,
like my grandpa.
Yeah, she ended up, by next year she didn't believe, but she just wanted that one last Christmas, I think. Yeah. But anyway, told you it was a schmaltzy story.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with like Jurassic Park or something.
The game? Oh, fuck you, Knight.
That's what I thought we were talking about. That's why I got
we
That's it.
Oh no.
Well, I thought we were talking about Jurassic Park.
Okay, well, the game. Here's the thing. Okay, so here's the way she would play the game. She would build up her park, and then she would remove gate pieces off of her dinosaur cages so they would get loose and eat tourists.
Yep.
My daughter's right.
Here's the thing. Pretty much everybody that I know who played Operation Genesis did the same thing.
Yep.
I did it. My friend did it. He actually, what was it? One of my friends, spent all his resources to get as much DNA and ability to create a Spinosaurus as possible. And then he just let it loose in the park to kill everybody. I'm like, you are a twisted son of a bitch. It's so funny.
That's still one of my favorite lines from that movie, though. They're testing the fences for weaknesses systematically. They remember.
We live in a time now that we have more bad Jurassic Park movies than good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Well, Maverick is kind of asking us a question here. Maybe we can clarify something for him because he's asking, has EVS completely left Comicsgate?
No.
I don't know.
I guess
read his mind.
I guess he's talking about the same thing on. I'm not going to check it out, but I never really followed EVSC. And anyway, I did what I did because I get a whole bunch of DMs. Hey, look, I've got this concern, blah blah. So I check into it. Okay, there's a concern. Let's bring it on. But my guess is he'll just keep talking about the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to get the same message from EVS, go to all caps. Check it out. I mean, and here's the thing: he's at all caps. It doesn't matter if he's left Comicsgate. Doesn't mean that you have to leave him. If you're a fan, just follow him. Go with him, man.
Dalton, any thoughts?
I
said Dalton, not Dominic.
Oh.
Sorry.
I
Two D's.
I don't honestly know if he's left Comicsgate. I expect so, but I don't particularly care.
Okay. How about you, Dominic? Do you have any? Oh, sorry, Dalton. Did you have anything else?
Like Eglantine, I never really followed him anyway, so him being here or not being here doesn't really affect me.
Well, I followed him in the beginning. I loved his art videos. I loved him talking about the past, his time in comic books. I loved that. And sometimes I watch a Star Wars thing that he did. But after a while, I just lost interest, so.
It was worth it just to see that one time where Mr. E was at a loss for words.
Yeah, I was on our channel during a live stream. Yeah, and it was nothing against Ethan. Me stopping. It's just okay. I'm not that big of a fan, nor am I that big of a detractor of Star Wars. I like the movie, specifically the original trilogy, but I just can't build up interest to talk about Star Wars that much. So,
yeah, I can't. That was the thing too. It's like I can't muster enough energy to waste that much energy to talk about Star Wars. It's like I have better things to do.
It wasn't so bad until he evidently lost. Like he ran out of material and he kept reaching for more and more like whiny things to talk about. And it was just like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
he made a video about how he talked about in a video once how calling them Force Ghosts was stupid because it demystified shit, and I'm just like, dude, the term Force Ghost has been in use since the early novels, so the fuck. It's not a new addition to the lore that Disney did. It's been around since almost as long as the original trilogy was.
Yeah. Dominic, do you have anything to add about EVS or anything?
Be careful.
Tread lightly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm kidding. You are free to say whatever you want. I will not be hurt by whatever you say.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I literally right now I could be getting you in trouble just by being here, man. I'm telling you, people are coming out of the woodwork. So yeah, I know you've never really cared about that night, but I do like to give the heads up because
considering the types of people I've talked to, does it really matter? Considering I still talk to HP, and I saw the live stream she did with like Richard Pace and B. Claymore and who's the other guy? He's the nice guy on Twitter. He was working on Detective Comics for a while, I think. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Damn it. And
Tillium the Fourth?
huh?
Hey, Tillium, how you doing? Yeah, actually, I had well, it's in the comment section. Yeah, I had a nice little comment chat with Tillium about it as well.
Yeah.
Never mind. I shouldn't be airing this out on your channel, man.
Air away. See what's what. And disappointment.
But you guys were talking about stuff. I'm like, I need to vent. I need to invade. And that's just so freaking rude.
Well,
Hey,
we were reaching for things to talk about anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, this is
okay.
How the internet, what the internet likes to call a raid. I've been raided.
So
I love comics.
I was on this debate last night. I did a stream tonight this morning where I wanted to go through and just listen and tell my thoughts, what was going on and so forth.
Oh yeah, I watched it. Don't worry.
Yeah, it kind of got taken over. So I had to quit it because we were like 2 hours into the live stream, but only like 10 minutes into the debate. So yeah, I had to drop the whole idea. But I said in the debate last night that we should all work together. Yeah. This always has been a movement that's been driven by the fan base. Now, granted, there were times where I just couldn't get that out. One, I was like a little bit tense because this was not what I signed on for. So I wasn't, and two, I've only slept 2 hours a day the last 3 days. If you guys have paid attention, I've done a lot of late night live streams. And then afterwards, if you don't know, what ends up happening is once it goes off, sometimes we talk about what happened and that conversation could build into another conversation. Next thing you know, you've been talking behind the scenes for 3-4 hours. And so I've really haven't been sleeping. So when I was on the debate, I couldn't articulate as well as I wanted to. But what I wanted to say is this whole movement has always been fan-based. So even if we have comic book creators, which is awesome, and I said it's awesome to have them there, that I think it's great that people have stepped up and said, well, look, let us fill this hole in the market that doesn't seem to be there and offer up these books. I said that's great. People still say, you don't want people to sell books. I literally said this in the debate. And then there was I said that that we could all work together, and I'm getting people writing in on the comments, you wanted everybody to go away, and no, I'm the one that said we could work together. Yeah, so that's strange to me because there's provable things.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't on this morning's early one, by the way. It's just that you did it at like 7 o'clock in the morning and I had just gone to bed at like 5. So
I didn't expect anybody. I actually was going to start it an hour before, but I thought maybe I should get some sleep. So I laid down and I was like rolling over. And then I realized I turned on the TV onto YouTube because that's my TV these days, that and Netflix. And I saw that my live stream has been advertising for 45 minutes. So while I tried to get some, I was like, shit, I better get on there.
Yeah. I mean, for you, for some, it was 7. For me, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I was already asleep. Or I was asleep hours prior and I didn't wake up until about like 8:30. So I'm like, but luckily while I was editing, you know.
Woo! More Anya brought cookies.
Yes, apparently. Oatmeal raisin. Yum.
One of my favorites. So let's see. So the idea of I'm reading chat here. The idea of Rainbow Press and comics to get people who love what they are doing working together. Thank you, Tellium. If you got a Patreon or whatever, I don't care about one's politics. Deliver good content better than Bleeding Cool. Well, I hope I'm better than them, at least. That's my one and only hope. I know that's setting
very, very low bar, though.
I know. That was what I was just about to say. I know I'm setting the bar really low. So, but hey, at least it's a bar that I can jump over.
Better than Bleeding Cool, but just not as good as comic book resources.
It's a bar that I can jump over, and I am physically incapable of jumping because CP.
It doesn't even stop the chair. Yeah.
Oh, we've been talking over Dominic this entire time. I'm sorry, man. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, good. Okay. you didn't even really get a chance to talk about EVS, did you? So, is there anything you wanted to say?
Well, well, ever since yesterday and last night's debate, I've just been thinking over and listening objectively both sides of the aisle,
Mm-hmm.
and also to let you guys know that the name Dominic is the name of my little brother. He's 12 years old.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, Dion. Dion is the name that's being used. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. People mess it up sometimes, and I would have to clarify that.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah, but I participate in the comment section because I'm using my little brother's account, and he's okay with it, just as long as things are safe for work, if you know what I mean.
Understood.
But yeah, so in regards to either than Skyver, I thought it was the right move, and I understand his reasons for leaving CG. See, when it was actually through him and Jeff Johns that I was actually reintroduced to comics, and my passion in becoming an artist and writer was reunited through Green Lantern's Rebirth back in elementary school and middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought like his reasoning for leaving CG and start up his own business, all caps, is very understandable. And I thought even though he made jokes that he was king, quote unquote, king of Comicsgate, even though it's not true. It was a double-edged sword when he made that claim. So yeah, and even though I don't agree with him on everything, like I respect him and understand like where he and others are coming from.
Yeah. I mean, I straddle a fence most of the time anyway. So I'm an outlier. I'm an oddball. So I mean, I was making videos complaining about some of the behaviors in Comicsgate months ago. Didn't get any traction. Nobody cared.
Yeah, he's a lone wolf, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Don't have a pack.
You missed the joke, goddammit. You missed the joke. I had to fix it for you.
Can I ask a question going back to what we were talking about before? Is JP a free-to-play game? The new one?
Which one? The one that's for the mobile device, or the one that's for
preferably for an Xbox? That's what I got. I don't do the games.
Xbox and PS4. Jurassic Park game is not free. You have to pay for that one.
Okay, I thought I saw what's his name here.
Turtle Time. Turtle Time is talking about a mobile game. There is a mobile game, Jurassic Park, that he plays. That I've never played before, but yeah, that's the one he's talking about, I think. Unless he's talking about something else, which is entirely possible, because you've never probably seen this guy before, but Turtle Time is basically the troll of my stream.
Oh, I've got one of those.
Yeah, he's the fun kind.
Well, now I've got about 100, so yeah.
Well, actually, in a sense, right now I have, in a sense, too, because Omnitron's kind of the troll too. He likes to have random comments that really don't even correlate to what I'm talking about half the time. But
speaking of that, Omnitron, what news are you talking about in the chat there? You seem mildly, possibly serious.
Don't take him too seriously. He's drunk. From what he's been saying in chat and the fact that he's been DMing me just random things like "woo" and whatnot. Yeah, I think he's hammered.
Okay.
So I don't know if you should take him too seriously. Oh, his breaking news is my headset is new. Well, I appreciate that. I'll have to have you on another time when you're not drunk. Because the only person that I want on my streams that's drunk is Weapon. That's it right now. Well, maybe. I don't know. My voice must be heard. No. Your voice is being heard in chat. That's enough. He has a very nicest way possibly, a very overpowering personality at times. I have had him on a stream once, but he's a nice guy. Anyway, what else are we talking about?
What
See, I don't
about?
want to take over. I've got so much to do. I'm just kidding. And actually, did you read the Green? Have y'all talked about this? Have y'all read the Green Lantern comic?
I haven't gotten a chance to pick it up.
Yes.
That turned out to be pretty darn good.
Yeah,
I'm actually
hearing good things.
That's the short review I'm about to do. But yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Read the new Walking Dead because I still read that.
Mhm.
That one's done very well. I'm having a good time just reading comics. Tomorrow is not going to be drama. This is not. I'm dropping the drama. I did make a promise on the stream to have people on that disagree with me on Monday, but I don't want a big ass drama thing. Well, I don't know how I'm going to manage that, but yeah, we got to talk some fun stuff. Oh, and I may be meeting up with Doug Ernst, and I think that'll be kind of cool.
Awesome.
All right.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
Tell him hi for me.
Mariah
Okay.
is
Now,
about
what
to
I'm
pull
afraid
over the comment section.
Hmm?
Mariah is about to pull the comment section over.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
You guys
I
are in trouble. You got the matriarch upset. You don't do that. What did they do?
yeah. I had made an insult towards Doug a few weeks ago, and he started talking about how in shape he was, and I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to meet him. Is you holding the grudge? Nah, he's been really good. He's actually been really cool about everything that's happened.
Yeah.
So forth also.
He's normally the most level-headed person I can think.
He really is a good man. I liked his we're going to be moving on kind of thing. I would love to hear his opinions on the debate, but as far as that's concerned, I can absolutely understand if no one wants to talk about it right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because this is so freaking divisive. But yeah, if you have a chance to check out what he does though, that video, it's kind of funny because last year I suggested if we are going to have a like if we had a figurehead, if we had somebody who would go out and talk to the press, it should be Doug Ernst. And he did a video where it's like, okay, yep, see, told you guys. But he does it as, look, we're a group of people and it's an ideal, and we're all going to be okay, and we're here because we're friends, and we're here because we have I'm paraphrasing, but we're here because we have the same common goals, that we like the hobby, we love the characters, and we're here for that. And I'm like, oh, good job, Doug. Good job.
Yeah.
You are important. And people
that'll do, pig, as they say.
You keep saying that, sir. You look in the mirror and say that. You say, I am important. You gosh darn it. People like me. And you keep saying that until you believe it, sir.
There you go.
Yeah, but what if it has the adverse effect where the more I say it to myself, the more it sounds like superstitious self-help gobbledygook?
All I know is
If
if I stare at my face in the mirror too long, I'm just saying, God, who is that old goddamn?
I sometimes feel the same way, and I'm not even that old.
I just sit there and pick apart like all the problems with the way I look. Like my nose is crooked, it's too big for my face, my brow is too low, my cheeks are too fat. Like fuck.
Yep. You look at yourself, you think, God, how did I get so old? How did I get so ugly? And it's 48 years. Shouldn't acne be going away by now? So yeah, it's just really weird. Really
I think I was hanging out with a friend. It was like a few years back, and we're roughly about the same age. He has a lot darker hair than I do. It's pitch black, like his dad's, and he's starting to get gray hair. And he mentions it to me because he's looking at me. It's like, you're getting gray hair too. I'm like, God damn it, why'd you have to mention it? I have to think. Now I'm going to think about it every time I look in the mirror.
Everyone
Thanks for making me self-conscious, man.
Everyone brings up Eddie Boyer, man, and he's got that. Yeah. I think he's got some age on me, and he's got that beautiful fucking mane. Excuse my language. He's got that beautiful mane on his head. You know, I mean, that's a dang good-looking guy. You don't even have to answer. You don't have to add the whole for his age. That's a darn good-looking guy. So, gosh darn it, it just doesn't help that he's nice and pretty smart and cool to hang around with.
You're just sitting there going, God damn it, why do people have to be better than me at things?
Yeah, I'm old, fat, ugly, and I make up for it with a lack of charisma. So, yep. Yeah, Eric, I know. It's actually, I say it's 2 years away. It's a year and a half away now, and the big 5-0. I told this joke to my wife. It wasn't a joke. It was just an observance. I said, when you're 12, 24 years old is so far away. It seems so old. And when you're 24, 36 seems like it's just so old. When you're 36, 48, oh my gosh, that's forever. We got plenty of time. When you're 48, you think, wow, 60's right around the corner. Okay, see, okay, old people get it.
This got rather dark really quickly.
We're talking age. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Omnitron, we're saying be positive.
I think he's directing it towards me because I'm not letting him on. And he's getting. I don't know if it's because he's drunk or if he's just bored as hell and he just wants me to put him on. And I'm like,
no, he's just over dramatically shaking his fist at the sky, going, "Damn you!"
I was like, I got two other strong personalities already on the string. I'm a decently strong personality myself. Dion's like probably barely been able to say more than a couple sentences.
And I will own you
because I've just been listening.
Yes,
which is fine. Drunk and bored means mellow personality.
Also, thank you for the compliment about me having a strong personality. I never really.
He was talking about himself, Dalton. I'm just kidding, man.
Are you? I wish I was, but I don't think I am. I mean, my personality is decently strong, but okay, let's break this down here for a second for people who, I mean, even Omnitron would probably know this, and everyone else probably doesn't. Let's see. I've had
mono.
Huh?
What? I don't know what.
Shut up.
Okay.
Or I will mute you. No. I've had my buddy Tripmon on this channel, and he will overpower a conversation. I've had Nerd Wonder and him at the same time.
I gotta fight Nerd Wonder, man, in order to get some voice time. She will. What I think is cool with Nerd Wonder, man. You can ask her a question and go get your water. Come back. She's still answering the question. Keep going.
Yep.
I love Nerd Wonder, man. There's never an empty space. There's never empty airtime when you have Nerd Wonder. She is great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's like there's at least three very strong personalities and a newbie vying for control right now. So I don't know if adding a fifth element to it is a good idea.
Fifth Element is never a good idea. That movie was shit.
Hey, the Fifth Element was not.
I know, right? Movie. Him saying things like that make me realize he's on drugs. Oh,
hell, I actually do have a intrathecal baclofen pump. So yes, technically I am on a minor opioid.
That explains.
Okay then.
Oh, hey, Dalton, I guess I got you. Tomorrow, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to do the Extreme Movie Show.
That's fine. I actually didn't get a chance to go through and look for iconic death scenes anyway, so that's perfect.
You didn't do your homework.
No, it's just I've been busy. I'm 3 videos behind, trying desperately to get all the videos that I promised people I'd get done. So,
Yeah.
like today, I spent all day basically working on my Sabrina, my first episode of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina review done. So,
Oh boy.
Yeah, read Knight, read off Maranya's.
Yeah, I saw it. You've never had me on a stream. Then again, I can barely get a word edgewise, as Eglantine is a chatty, and she ends it with
duh.
Yeah, earlier today I talked about that. Yeah, I am a chatty bitch. Yeah,
I would love to have Maranya on. I know I've been on stream with her elsewhere, but I haven't had her on, but I don't know her time schedule, so
Mariah should just be on more streams in general. She is a personality that we don't get nearly enough of.
I agree.
I would also have to warn you, Omnitron. We don't appreciate the racist talk there. He says, "I'm so bored. I'll just be there for color commentary, dude. We don't see color here. We do not see color here. It is not good, sir." I'm joking, okay? Don't take it seriously. It's like, wait,
believe you me, I don't. I know you're messing around.
I am. So we absolutely do let racism here.
On
And
his
that
channel,
won't be totally quote mine to help and explain anti-SJW. Yeah.
I should watch out for that kind of thing because people, you never know. You never know. Yeah. Anywho. Anytime you want.
Yes.
Yeah, Maranya has a great headset. If you want, I'll tap out so you can tag her in. That way,
if that's what you want to do, if you're done with your venting,
dude, it's
I hope it was therapeutic for you.
I have spoken. It was therapeutic. I'm enjoying talking to my friends. I appreciate that. It's been a damn long time, Knight, since you and I've spoke. So,
it's been a few months.
Yeah,
I think so, or about a month or so. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Occupied with other stuff.
Yeah, it's actually a long time. Well, we had him on recent, but before that, it would have been a long time since Corrupt had come on. So,
yeah, is he doing okay? Because I've noticed
he's been dealing with some personal stuff lately, so he's just getting over it now.
Okay.
Eglantine is so boring that the alt-right scramble to find their cyanide pills.
Good riddance.
I like it. Yeah.
Goodbye.
I like that. Good one. That is a good one, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I love this thing. It's so funny because I have been getting a lot of insults, and like I said, the whole if you go and watch that chat we did earlier today, the one that's got the Comicsgate symbol, and it was I think it's Comicsgate debate commentary. Skip all the commentary. Go to the end when you see it. It's basically I want to hear you insult me, so everybody is just laying in, and it's just tons of fun. You should check that out. Yeah, it really is. I was very proud of that. Except for the sun had just come up and it was shining right on me, so it looks like I was a Force ghost.
The insults were so full of kecks they killed Eglantine and made it a Force ghost.
Yeah, it's such a good time. I love a good insult. That's why they're not.
It's nice when you have creative insults.
Yeah,
that's why we keep Jay Fairclough around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the most clever thing I could think of, like when I was in high school, I was not quite as sarcastic as I am now, but I was pretty sarcastic without even realizing what I was doing most of the time. But also, one of my favorite things to do was like, if someone was bullying me or messing with me, I would just say the word kangaroo and they'd be like, what the freaking heck are you talking about? It's like, and it was because I had found out like through a nature show that the word kangaroo in Aborigine means I don't know what you're saying, basically. And I was like, that's interesting. I'm going to use that as a way of deflecting bullies for a while and see if that works.
Yeah,
it's weird. It was weird.
I guess they just couldn't bounce off of the kangaroo.
Probably not. Anyway.
Bad mistakes. Did y'all see You didn't see Bohemian Rhapsody, did you?
No, I haven't. I don't watch a lot of movies, especially not lately. The last movie I went and saw was Venom. I haven't watched anything since.
Yeah, that was good.
I just don't have funds to go and see every movie. I mean, my brother was talking about going to see that one and seeing what other movie was it? I think he was talking about going to see the Neil Armstrong movie, or I forgot what it was called.
Man.
Yeah, First Man. Yeah, but I don't think he went and saw either at this point. So I think the next movie I do really want to go see is probably the Bumblebee movie, whenever that comes out.
The Transformers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious. It's the first time. What?
Bumblebee. It's coming out next year.
Is it? I thought it was in December.
It's
you're right.
No, it's nearing the end of November. It's somewhere in the middle or end of November, before December, I think. I may have to double check. I mean, at my local stores and whatnot, they're already advertising the hell out of it, so I know it's coming relatively soon.
I know I am so looking forward to Aquaman, but anybody who's watched my channel knows that's not a big surprise.
No.
Yeah, no. You will just have to imagine my shock.
Yes.
Yes, we will be truly stunned. Hey, just some guy is here. Hello.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, friend?
GSG is here. Cool. December 21st. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Because I forgot. Of course it would come probably around Christmas. Makes sense.
Well,
I'm
before
looking forward
Christmas.
to the new Mary Poppins sequel. I hope it's as good as the trailer made it look.
Hope so. Maybe. I don't know. I asked my mom, because I know she's like a Disney fan and she likes Mary Poppins. I'm like, did you want to go see that movie? And she's like, no. And she's like, and it's like the right type of movie for her, but she's just not interested. Maybe she's very old guard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like you waited too long. The ship has sailed, so to speak. For her, it's kind of similar. Like, I talked to some friends, like when the Lone Ranger came out, and they were like, I don't want to go see it. They were like, you know, they're between like their 60s and 70s, and they're like, no, I don't want to go see that one because it's like, it's not meant for me. It's not catering to what we wanted to see. So what's the point of us going to watch it?
I have to say, I like the Lone Ranger. That's one of those bad movies everybody hates. I like, but it made too much. And Drowned Earth Arc has been amazing. It really has, hasn't it? I am very, very much enjoying the Drowned Earth, the Aquaman story that's been going through DC.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the build up for Kelly Sue DeConnick's run.
Hooray!
Joy. I am so. Please let me be wrong once.
and everybody's enthusiasm literally took a nosedive off the cliff and into the bottom of the ocean.
Woo, Aquaman! It's been one of the best, if not the best, of the Rebirth run. Woohoo! Kelly Sue frickin' hell. Yeah. I mean, who was it? Dan Abnett's been the one who was writing it, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been Dan Abnett. He's been kicking also.
He's one of my favorite writers, and I've completely I didn't know until you and others were starting to talk the hell out of Aquaman that he was writing it. I didn't even know he was the writer when Rebirth started. I knew he was writing like Titans, and I think he was writing something else, but I'm not sure. But I was reading his Titans run, but I didn't know he was writing Aquaman at the time.
One of the things that was asked, and one of the things that was pushed around is the fact that we're only commentators. We're only commenting. I mean, you draw comic books. Hush. It's not like you freaking cure cancer, but it was like, you're just a commentator. You're just a commentator. And I was asked, what have you done? Name one book that's improved. And I said, I know that, like, oh, what was it? What name one? It wasn't there. Somebody else had, and the thing, name one book that you think you've moved the needle on. And I said, Aquaman. And seriously, because I know for a fact there was a lot of people who picked that up because basically I was filleting it every time it came out, and
Right.
I was very proud of that. And as far as this whole customer movement, whatever you want to call it, consumer movement that is our Comicsgate, we have changed the course of things.
Yeah.
It might not feel like it because the pros are still bitchy on Twitter, but if you look what's going on in the shelves, what was the main focus when we first started? You guys took away all of the classic heroes. You put in the diversity characters, which I always thought was stupid to call because that makes it think like you're against them for the diversity. It's not that. It's just you should have given them their own identities and let them have their own books.
Yeah, or you just nerf a existing character to the point that they're no longer unlikable.
And they changed the entire thing to the point where if you came in from the theaters, it just it doesn't look like it. So everybody's back. What we call social justice writers are off in the corners, whether it's the kids' age stuff of Marvel or if it's the Vertigo stuff of DC. Granted, we may have a problem with Kelly Sue DeConnick, and we may have a problem with what's her name? Willow Wilson on Wonder Woman. Don't know. We haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping that they prove us wrong.
Well, if I
remember,
was...
Brian Michael Bendis is not an SJW writer. He just sucks.
Yeah.
That's good old fashioned bad writing right there.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a toss up between Kelly Sue DeConnick and G. Willow Wilson, I would probably, if I wanted to take a gamble and a risk, which I probably wouldn't because I don't like wasting my money on comics I end up hating, I'd probably go with Wonder Woman before I even touch Aquaman.
As much as I love the character, if I'm picking which one's going to be better out of the two, I trust Gigi about writing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the character Aquaman, but Lord in heaven. And I am so thinking, gosh, I wonder if I want to spend the $20 to get the Aquaman poster from Amazon Prime. I do collect movie posters. If you guys saw,
then the answer is probably yes. So
yeah, because I really do think that. Yeah, I collect superhero movie posters. I should say that, like, yeah.
I did that for a while too. I collected like Spider-Man posters.
Well, I only do the full movie posters because I worked at a movie theater for a while and used to get them for free.
Right.
Yeah, I told that story and that makes me cry. Yeah. But yeah, well, freaking Song of the South re-release 1980s, sold at a garage sale for $1. Anywho, yeah,
you probably made someone else's day at least.
Yep.
Unless they didn't realize what they had, which would be even better.
Brina's saying better luck next time, Eglantine. Aquaman's gonna suck.
Now Eglantine knows the pain that I know with slots.
Yeah.
And the pain I know is Mark Waid on Strange. And
Slot is ruining Iron Man. Strange is ruining being ruined by Wade.
Yeah.
And when was the last time? Think about this. When was the last time you read a good Captain America story?
It's been too long.
I'm gonna have to go back a decade with Brubaker, man.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
I think that was the last solid run that anybody had done with the character. Because I mean, when I started to like recollect comics, or where I was starting to collect current comics and whatnot, was like roughly around the time of Civil War. And I think Brubaker was the writer at the time, or at least he was for a while. And the Captain America character was written way better at that point in time than he is currently. Yeah. That's for sure.
See, this is my 2 cents on Cap. The biggest mistake they ever made with Cap, yes, even bigger than the Abominable Secret Empire, was making him a mantle character. By making Captain America a mantle, you basically basically set it up so that no one can ever write a good Captain America story again.
Yeah.
It's always going to be, oh look, he's transitioning into they're transitioning a new character into the Captain America mantle. It can't be Steve Rogers because he's too truth, justice, and America. It's the same problem that a lot of writers have with
Captain America. Yeah.
It's the same problem that a lot of writers have with Superman. They can't wrap their heads around a character who is just that good, so they can't write a character that's just that good.
Who's Doctor Strange? They can't write characters that are truly virtuous and who are upright and who
are competent in the things they're doing.
Yeah.
My little dirty little secret is that I'm enjoying Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. But I do understand it may just be because Mark Wade's run was so very bad. But
Spencer's was a problem, and Wade just made it worse.
That was all a collective bad dream.
Yes,
there was no Nick Spencer run on Captain America.
What you're thinking? We were all secretly possessed by the demon now.
Everybody was doing the same shrooms. Yeah,
it was Freddy Krueger all along.
You remember that Comics Gate convention that Nerd Wonder wanted to have? It actually happened, and while we were there, we were on the same shrooms, and we had a collective vision that Nick Spencer turned Captain America into a Nazi. It didn't really happen.
Whew! Thank goodness.
Alas, I'm going to have to think that it did, because otherwise that means that everything since then must have therefore been a mushroom hallucination, which means you and I would have never met.
We haven't.
So, no. as much as I hate the Nazi Cap, I'm gonna have to abide that it exists, because that was one of the things that led to us meeting. So for my own selfish reasons, I have to allow Nazi Cap to exist.
Well, you want to, and here's the funny thing. It's like, let's see, Miranya's suffering. Eglantine is about to suffer. Dalton is
I suffer every week. There is something that makes me go, why? Every week. So.
And Dalton is angry at Wade and suffering as well. And yet I'm the one here with the Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm not pissed off. Because it's no longer Dan Slott.
You must know our pain.
Let's see. Okay, here, I was going to do this on my channel. I want to do I want to rank all of these from best to worst, or worst to best, just to show that, yeah, they're bad, but there's still good stuff out there. So let's see. Going through, as Guardians of the Galaxy, crap. Champions is good. Cloak and Dagger is crap. Deadpool Secret Agent is good. Deadpool's been pretty good. Death of Inhumans has been incredible. Doctor Strange, this is this week's Marvel books. Doctor Strange is shitting on Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is so bad, it makes you want to go to the grave. And no, I'm not going to say that. Immortal Hulk is really good. The Iron Fist is a digital first comic, but that one's okay. Marvel, haven't read Marvel Knight 20th yet. I'm about to. Runaways is okay. Sometimes Shatterstar surprisingly good. Spider-Geddon's been crap. Haven't read Han Solo Imperial Cadet yet. Star Wars is always good. Let's see. Weapon X is okay. X-23 is okay. And X-Men Red is X-Men Red. It actually is so bad it only can be called X-Men Red.
It's so bad it warrants its own categorization of madness. It's like The Room.
Yeah. And on the other side, we have Adventures of Super Sons this week, which is good. Batman, which is actually good, although fucked us over on 50. Border Town, which is horrible. Deathstroke, which is incredible. Green Arrow, which is Harley Quinn, which is incredibly forgettable. Justice League, which has been decent. Nightwing, which has been meh. Sideways, which has been good. Suicide Squad Black Files, haven't read that yet. Brimstone's one of the best New Age of heroes. The Dreaming, which is okay. It's boring. Green Lantern was good. Unexpected is all right. And United States of Murder. versus Murder, excuse me, which is actually pretty good.
It
Yeah,
pains me how just mediocre the Dream and Sandman titles have been. Like,
which one is okay? Maybe I have the wrong one. Which is the one with the one in the bayou?
isn't that the new House of Whispers?
That's it. House of Whispers. That one's good. I
Yeah.
like that one. Of all the Sandman titles, that's my favorite. I think that's the one that should be picked up if you like the Sandman. Sex Revolution. I want to say I've read, but I don't read. It's like like sometimes I'd pick up a random issue. I think I've read. I recognize the title, so maybe I bought it and didn't read it. I've got so many independent comics like that.
Yeah. Maranya is asking me, what contract did you sign to get a good book, Nightwolf? That particular contract actually involved me sacrificing Superman to Bendis.
Yeah, are you?
It's a 50-50 split. This is how bad it is. It's a 50-50 because I love the Superman run with Tomasi, and I know that Dan Jurgens Action Comics was doing really well, and then they killed it, and I was like, oh, well, I pretty much have nothing to read now. Thank you for that, Marvel and DC. And then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, Nick Spencer is actually writing a competent Spider-Man book, and I'm like, okay, this was unexpected. What do I do now? Well, I guess I have to accept the fact that he's not entirely shit.
No.
Superman. What happened? You know what? I will say this. At least Tomasi's coming to Detective Comics. We'll at least get some good Tomasi writing there.
Yeah. I would look forward to that.
But
thank you, Sam, for welcoming me back to YouTube proper, because that is kind of the case, I guess.
Oh, by the way, Samurai, do you do commissions? Because I love that picture you drew. And I have been saying I would love to have an avatar that won't get me sued. And I think that's pretty. Y'all have seen it. I've shared it so many times. Yeah. I hope you've seen it. Yeah, that is such a good picture. It really is.
I don't know if he does commissions. Do you do commissions, sir?
Yeah.
If I was up to par with drawing on a tablet, I would do it for you, but I need to work on that actually. So
yeah, I have no money, or else I would have commissioned art a long time ago. The lack of money is certainly a thing, though.
I have I like it. Definitely he gave me the guns that I used to have but don't have anymore. It's kind of funny because like when I started doing YouTube, I exercised more. And by the way, I'm exercising again. Speaking, Eric Breen said, I remember when I was 48. I remember when I started YouTube and I gained some weight. I was like, oh gosh, I'm 220 already. And then I actually got up to 250, and now I'm like, hello, 220, my old friend. So yeah, I'm been exercising, trying to get back into shape and all. I'm never going to be like thin, but I at least want to be,
healthy.
I want to find myself attractive enough to fap, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, it's yeah, but he really did draw a really good picture, a really good avatar of that.
He says that he's considering starting up again, so
that's cool.
Just keep in touch with him and keep asking every once in a while.
Well, if you need practice, just draw me up one for free, and that'll get you the good practice, and it'll be okay. I'm ready now.
Well done, Eglantine. That was you almost got away with that one.
I'm trying to help the guy. What?
What's interesting? Dion has not been able to say anything because we're just rambling at this point. Well,
hey Dion, what's up?
I'm still here.
Oh, that's good.
So what? You are the one that said, hey, did you guys see Bohemian Rhapsody? And I actually started talking about it. You never jumped in. What's up? What did you think?
Well, I mean, I just recently watched the movie, so it's still fresh, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Rami Malek, he really captured the duality of Freddie Mercury really well.
Yeah, he kicked a lot of butt on that role.
Yeah.
Are you a Queen fan?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Yeah. So what's your favorite album?
Well,
Or are you a greatest hits fan?
it's a little bit of both. Both, like, I haven't listened to like all of Queen's albums, but I do know the ones that people have heard of or are familiar with. So,
Like
of course,
you heard Night of the Opera. You've
oh yeah,
heard
yeah,
of A Day at the Races.
yeah, and also
Uh-huh.
the one album where Killer Queen was made.
Killer Queen. Oh, which one was that? That was 2. Was that Queen 2?
Maybe.
I think it was Queen 2.
Yeah.
Is a Killer Queen. That's a good song.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
I could probably find out. It's kind of funny because all of this is like online, so you could check it out. But I don't like to check stuff out like that because, like, I feel like it's cheating.
Yeah. My favorite Queen song is probably "Somebody to Love." Although,
same thing.
Mine too.
Yep.
I've actually got mine here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see. Both album titles were excellent Marx Brothers films: Day at the Races and Night at the Opera. Yep, they don't actually address that in the movie. The fact that they named albums after Marx Brother movies.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too, and that was actually brought up in Razor Fist's video when he was discussing the history of Queen.
Yeah.
maybe we should have mailed the movie to the Marx Brothers. That was an Indiana Jones reference for those that don't.
Should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers. I can't do it. Oh no, not very good. Not very.
Marx Brothers.
Marx Brothers, because he doesn't say Marx. He says the Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
I should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers. I cannot do that Sean Connery guy. Yes. But no, I liked it. I thought they were a little light on story, but it's still a fun film. And of course, the music is impeccable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no one can deny that.
And the dude nailed it. I will be amazed if he does not get nominated. I don't think he'll win because there are people like him, and then there are the Academy darlings. But he definitely deserves.
He needs to get a role in one of the cinematic universes pretty quick. Is what needs to happen.
You think? Yeah. As far as best actor this year, I think it's going to go to Jason Statham in The Meg.
And then Rob's head will explode.
Yeah. I don't really believe that, by the way.
No, but can you imagine if it did happen? We would have to like dope Rob up with like blood pressure medication.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy had to act serious while he's in the water fighting an invisible shark. Nobody ever really does pay attention to how strange and awesome it is to be an action star in monster movies and everything like that. Think about
giant invisible shark, English.
Yeah, giant invisible shark. And he had to say really, really ridiculous lines before he did it as well. So that's got to be worse.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about, they acted so well. This one, give me a good action star who acts very well while things are blowing up all around them. Sheer Heart Attack was the one with Killer Queen. It had also, what else is good on this one? Stone Cold Crazy and In the Lap of the Gods. Now I'm here. Look around. Nobody could sing like Mercury. So everybody should try. One of those things. No, you know you're going to fail, so you might as well.
Find me somebody to...
So I also, the one that I like is a song Night at the Opera called 39, I just love that. It's like a little ballad thing. That is so amazing.
All right.
Yeah, check it out. It's it's on Night of the Opera. Really good. Let's see. The worst song for me is Drowse. I actually got all of Queen's songs listed from worst to best because I had no life and I was bored one day. So I made playlists.
What album had Under Pressure on it?
Under Pressure was Jazz, I believe. No, it was Hot Spaces. Under Pressure is Hot Spaces.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 10, We Are the Champions. Number 9, I Want It All. Number 8, 39. Number 7, Under Pressure. Number 6 is The Great Pretender. Yeah, I put that in there. Number 5, Don't Stop Me Now. Number 4 is One Vision. Number 3, Bohemian Rhapsody. Number 2, Show Must Go On. And number 1, Somebody to Love. That's my top 10. Sheer Heart Attack. And yes, he cheated. Samurai Raccoon. Unranked Chevron's video has been out here. Oh, he did a video on him leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He did that earlier tonight. I think he may have done it.
He did it
roughly around the same time that Doug did his video.
Okay.
Or within the same time frame.
I got so many people this morning asking, can we just talk about comics? That I'm not going to do anything dramatic for the next couple of days.
I think that would be for the best.
Yeah, you should give them all a chance to recover and then open your mouth and inevitably say something controversial, which people will take into like a firestorm.
Bohemian Rhapsody is Maranya's number 1 Queen song. I don't mind. Y'all don't mind talking about Queen? Do you? I mean, it's your thing, man. But
go right ahead.
Well, for me, it's like when people start talking about a lot of music, I like music, but I don't know nearly enough about.
Like when you talk about Gundam and my eyes glaze over.
Yeah, kind of. I was just looking at something else just for the last few minutes. But
I love that song.
I like Queen. At least some of the songs that I have heard. I just haven't seen every single album. I mean, if you want to talk about old music, basically the ones that I would probably know.
Music.
How many old songs does Nightwolf know or want to play a game like that? It's most of it's going to end up being Elvis.
Queen isn't that old. It's not like we're starting with Moon River.
No. Well, I mean, it's still, in a sense, before my time to some extent. So I know some of those.
Here's the problem.
Did I say I was asleep?
Here's the problem. Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Here's the problem with your before my time thing, Nightwolf.
Huh?
I believe I'm younger than you, and it's not before my time. So
well, you see, the thing is that when it comes to music, I was my family only listened to certain types of music when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think the only time I remember Queen was when I watched the Mighty Ducks movie. Then I think that's the first time I ever heard their music before. So
I think the very first time I heard Somebody to Love at least was Ella Enchanted when Anne Hathaway did a cover of it.
Yeah. Elvis and Costello fan? Not so much Costello, but Elvis. Yeah, it's because my mom was a big Elvis fan. And my dad was a fan of country, so I grew up with a lot of that type of music.
So what's your favorite Elvis song then?
Jailhouse Rock. That's my favorite one.
I remember
Mine
that
would probably be Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I Can't Help But Fall in Love with You is a good one too.
I like Ain't No Conversation if we're picking favorites of the Elvis. Ain't no conversation. No. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But yeah, that's what I tended to.
Yep.
And it's
to me, as far as Elvis is concerned, I'm a greatest hits fan. It's like there are just some bands, all the songs, all the albums, everything like that, and then some people I'm good with greatest hits.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way too. There was a point in time when I was in high school where I really enjoyed a lot of country music, and then I would like buy the albums of several different artists. I still have some of them too. Like I liked a lot of the Brad Paisley albums because I thought that he was a nice mix of like, comedy and, country music, belt out a nice serious country song, but also at the same time have a lot of fun and do like, I'm going to miss her.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like you were just talking about with your family only listening to certain kinds of music. My family like mainline country all the time. So that is a genre that I can like. There are very few that I can stomach in it. Like I like Johnny Cash. I like Kenny Rogers. There are some others that I like, but when it comes to modern country, I can't stomach almost any of it.
Yeah, how many times do you want to slap a microphone out of somebody's hands when they start doing Friends in Low Places at a karaoke bar?
Oh my god!
Blame it all on my roots.
Well, I got friends. I kill you.
Especially when the singer tries to do that. Well, I got friends, and like, dude, you don't talk like that. You don't sing this.
Yeah, if you don't have an accent, it's probably best not to mimic the accent.
You lady who?
Well,
okay.
If I was to think, I think that like also other like music that my mom would like to listen to would be like things like the Beach Boys or the Beatles. It's not like Elvis and country was the only thing.
Your mother at least has good taste then.
Yeah.
Blaming all on my roots. I showed up in boots.
You can make fun of country music all you want. It doesn't bother me.
I'm from New York, but you can't tell now because I'm singing like this here, there. Yeah.
Well,
you don't have to push your voice very far to get the accent, do you?
No.
You already kind of have one.
Knight or myself?
I was talking about you, Eglantine.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of a country accent. Just
little bit of twang.
Yeah, you have the twang there.
Dude. Asian ladies do not like that word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
And also drink.
Yes.
I'm normally sometimes nowadays I'm more of a greatest hits fan, and I listen to so many different types of genres of music, so I really don't care. I mean, the favorite type of music that I enjoy listening to the most is normally with like parody and whatnot. So
Hound Dog or Blue Suede Shoes? Which one would you choose?
Hound Dog or Blue Suede Shoes?
Hound Dog or Blue Suede Shoes? That's a question Maranya put up.
Hound Dog. I like that one more.
Let's see. I've actually got them down here. Hound Dog is my, what do I have? My 18th song. Blue Suede Shoes, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. It's number, there it is, 10. And then it's Burning Love, Don't Be Cruel, Jailhouse Rock, It's Now or Never, Suspicious Minds, You're the Devil in Disguise, In the Ghetto, Heartbreak Hotel, and A Little Less Conversation.
Heartbreak Hotel is another one that I really enjoy too.
Well, since my baby left me. Yep.
I mean,
True fact. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, when me and Dalton did a stream on Wednesday, we talked about Johnny Cash, and I talked about some of the I don't know if you could technically call it a song, but it's more or less telling a story. And it was like, a boy named Sue, and also another one.
Boy named Sue. Yeah, that's a song.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a song, but I would consider it more along the line of a story accompanied by music.
You're a story accompanied by music.
A lot of Johnny Cash's songs were like that. Like One Piece at a Time is basically a story.
Yeah.
Oh, I love One Piece of it at a time. Yeah, it's in my top 10.
It's one of his best, isn't it? It's just
awesome. And the thing is I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, but
he didn't work for him, so
yeah, and they're good.
Man in Black is number. Number 10, Ring of Fire. Number 9, One Piece at a Time. Number 8, I've Been Everywhere. Number 7, Jackson. Number 6, 5 is The Man Comes Around. 4 is Folsom Prison. 12, Ragged Old Flag. 16 is when he was with the Highwaymen and he did I Am a Highwayman. And number 1, his version of Hurt.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's Johnny Cash is good.
Well, I mean, and I told Dalton about one of the songs that probably not a whole lot of people had heard from Johnny Cash, and it was called The Chicken in Black. And I didn't know about it either until an older friend of mine shared it with me and my brother. Like, this guy was like kind of like an adopted grandpa or uncle, basically, and he shared that with us, and we were like, this is hilarious.
Apparently, when I started crooning, I dropped everybody. I dropped it.
Yep, everybody left.
At
Thanks.
least
No.
it was my thing this time that ruined everything.
Yeah,
at
this
least
time
it
it's
wasn't
not
Dalton's.
Dalton's. Yep, not Dalton's fault, not Dion's fault. It's all on you.
All me. Sorry. See, I take over. I take over the stream. That's it. That's what happened. I took over the stream. I chased away your viewers. Sorry,
I'm just
man.
glad nobody lost their shit over my version of Somebody to Love. I thought for sure somebody was gonna bitch at me for that.
Eric Breen's best song, Elvis, is Kentucky Rain in the Ghetto and Suspicious Mind. That's a pretty good one. True fact is that Maranya heard Elton John's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and thought they made it instead of the Beatles. I was told that about at the time, when I was a teenager, Guns N' Roses was really popular, and they did Aerosmith's Mamakin for one of their, well, what was it called? Shoot, their little EP album. And I had a girl argue with me that Aerosmith remade the song, and it was a Guns N' Roses original. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you want to know the one thing that was interesting, or well, when I was actually collecting music albums, and I talked about Brad Paisley, one of the things that was actually rather funny is that on a couple of the CDs, he did this thing with a bunch of the older country musicians like Kenny Rogers and I'm dropping blank. He's that short guy, very short man. And it's
Paul Williams?
No.
Danny DeVito?
No, he's a country musician who's very short.
Billy Barty.
No, it's little Jimmy Dickens.
Dickens.
and it was just a bunch of those guys, and they would do these like funny little. It was basically like a little sketch where they did like some sort of funny like spaghetti western, thing, and those were always funny. They had Dolly Parton on one, which was hilarious. I just remembered those. Those are basically the same, similar to what I was thinking with like Johnny Cash. It's like you're telling a story with some nice music in the back, and it's funny, and you're telling some sort of joke. Those ones were far more jokey than A Boy Named Sue or anything like that, though. But
yeah.
Which do I prefer, Psycho Killer or Psycho Chicken? I don't understand that question, Maranya.
I think Psycho Killer is that Talking Heads?
The correct answer is Psycho Killer Chicken, because why not?
Is that who does Psycho Killer? Because all I'm thinking is Talking Heads. I could be wrong.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
Nightwolf, you said you like parody songs. Have you ever heard the parody of Hey There Delilah that's Hey There Cthulhu?
I have not heard that one before, but that would probably be a hilarious.
Okay, I need to find that for you because it's fucking hilarious.
Please do. Like I said, I enjoy a good parody. The one thing was when one of the first types of channels I subscribed to on YouTube was like a parody music channel that was called Nate Wants to Battle. He used to do funny little parody songs, but then he inevitably stopped doing that, and he mainly just does covers and his own music now.
There's actually two really good Lovecraft parodies. One is a parody of Hey There Delilah, and the other is a parody of The Piano Man.
Up at 6. Warm up those.
Top 10 Weird Al Yankovic songs. Top 10 Weird Al Yankovic songs. Albuquerque, CNR is number 9. Number 8 is Amish Paradise. Number 6, Crimes. Number 6, The Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota. Number 5 is Nature to Hell. Nature Trail to Hell. Number 4 is Confessions Part 3. Number 3 is Trapped in the Drive-Thru. And number 2 is Skipper Dan. And number 1, White and Nerdy. I want to roll with my homie. Yeah.
Those are funny.
I like Skipper Dan because Skipper Dan's about a failed actor who had to get a job at a theme park. And I'm like, oh, life.
Real life. We're doing good, Fat Panther. How you been, man? It's been a while. Well, welcome to the stream of random stuff that probably no one really matters or cares about right now. It's just that we're just talking random shit at this point. Of course, that's no real direction for this stream. I just wanted to talk to people.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yep. I agree with number 1, but how could you forget another one rides the bus? Yeah, how could you? Eglantine, did you fall asleep?
No, another one rides the bus. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. I do have it. I do have it somewhere on my list. Let me see where it falls.
But
Okay.
speaking of Piano Man parodies, what about the Spider-Man parody of Piano Man that he did?
Okay, so top 10 worst Weird Al songs. Now, understand that saying it's a worst Weird Al song to me means it's somebody else's best. So number 10, Achy Breaky Song. Number 9, Taco Grande. Number 8 is Lasagna. Number 7 is I'm So Sick of You. Number 6 is She Never Told Me She Was a Mime. Number 5 is My Baby's in Love with Eddie Vedder. Number 4 is Stop Dragging My Car Around. Number 3 is Twister. Number 2 is Mr. Frump and the Iron Lung. And number 1 is Another One Rides the Bus. I do not like that song. I mean, actually, it's okay, but it is not my favorite of the Weird Al songs.
That was back in like his early days.
Yeah, it's on his very first album. Yeah. Actually, so is Mr. Frump. I visit Mr. Frump every single day. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I used to know it.
I think
I also really like Everything You Know Is Wrong.
Everything you know is wrong. Up is down, black is white, and short is long.
And everything you thought which was so important doesn't matter. Everything you know is wrong.
I think that one of you see, because I have a few of his songs like on my MP3 player that I use on occasion, and I think one of my favorite ones to listen to is Horoscope. That one is hilarious.
That one is good.
Yeah, I do have Achy Breaky Song on that actually.
That one's bad. It really is. The one that makes me laugh, I like the sports song where it's basically where it's just yelling out "You suck."
Yeah, that's a fun one. Some of his more recent ones have been pretty good too. I'm Tacky is pretty funny.
Yeah, and Weasel Stomping Day. Now, of course, it's a hear it the first time kind of thing, but it's also one of those where you listen to it and it gets funny and funny and funny, and then it stops being funny. It's not funny, then it's funny again, and then it's damn hilarious. That is that kind of song, but I can't describe it. You have to listen to Weasel Stomping Day.
Yeah,
I've
heard that.
Something that should be described to you. You have to hear it for yourself. Yeah.
What was
it? Is so cool.
Say
secure. Yeah, I knew it was
Nerdy is so dated. Well, if you think that's dated, what about It's All About the Pentiums?
It's all about
I think that's even more dated.
Yeah.
It's even more dated than White and Nerdy is, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, so is My Baby's in Love with Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
Who?
Like, who's that? I don't know who that is. Actually, if I remember correctly, I don't know who that is. I think someone may have explained it to me once, but
I think it's Pearl Jam's lead singer.
It could be. but I can't remember. So there you go. What was some of the others? I'm trying to think.
Speaking of Vader, this hero can die.
Oh yeah,
Someday.
and you did mention the Spider-Man song, the Piano Man version. That's a good one too. My favorite part is like, yes, he's wearing that dumb Power Rangers mask, but he's scarier without it on.
You know, it's sad. In the original concept art for that movie, they had a more comic accurate version of the Green Goblin that probably would have been more appropriate for his version of it.
Yeah, it's like that was one of the funniest things. Like with William Dafoe and whatnot, it's like when he's not in the mask, he's far. Not only is he more terrifying, but that personality switch is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite. He's my favorite like movie villain that I've seen in a long time. Probably next to Jack Nicholson's portrayal as the Joker. Because they chewed up the goddamn scenery every time they're there. You remember their lines, you remember what they were doing, and I can't say the same when I look at a lot of modern superhero movies.
Another example of a villain that's chewing the scenery and saving a really kind of mediocre movie is Robert Carlyle as Durza in the Aragon movie. My God, he was in a different movie. It's one of those like he like seems to legitimately think he's doing Shakespeare the whole time. And one of the things I love about it is his version of Durza and his version of Rumpelstiltskin on Once Upon a Time are so similar that part of me just thinks Rumple had a bad day once, and that's what happened with Durza.
It could be.
Now I got that song stuck in my head. Thank you, Dalton. Everything you know is wrong. Black is white. Yeah, that one. That is just stuck in my head. We gotta get a new song on this thing. What other band? She talked about what other bands that you guys know. What's your favorite one? It's that people know about, obviously, because you don't want to go, oh, I like this one that only I heard of. Did you ever have that friend in high school that like loved this band that nobody heard of, but then they hit big and they got mad and said that they sucked because they were so happy they were the only ones that knew about it?
I don't know if I had
I have a very limited tolerance for hipsters, and that is quintessential hipster 101.
Yeah, I had those friends. Guns N' Roses was that band for me because their album, I know you guys probably don't know about this because, you know, being young, but their album Appetite for Destruction was on the charts for freaking ever, but it took a while. Like it was out for a year when it hit number one. It was on the charts for freaking ever. But so you would have people, yeah, you should listen to this band. You should listen to this band. And I did. I had a friend who loved Guns N' Roses because he was one of the first ones to discover them. But as soon as Sweet Child of Mine hit and they were the biggest thing and everybody loved them, he's like, they suck. I'm like, bitch, you were basically on your knees filleting them over this album not but 2 months ago. Yeah. Let's see what we got. I'm sorry, it's your comment section. What am I doing?
You think it's yours? That's what's happening.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I should address the comment section.
Well, I said, hey, what songs and what things? So said something to wait, you know, and then I talked about what I comments up because that's what I usually do. I'm sorry. I'm very used to being at the mic on these things. I apologize, man.
It's okay. Let's see, Rania. Never rub another man's rhubarb. Yep, I like that quote. That was one of my favorite. Also, ones like "Get me those wonderful toys."
But in that movie, he actually does not. They cut it to the point where instead of saying "Where does he get those wonderful toys," he actually just says, "Get those wonderful toys."
Yeah,
but you know that's the line because that's the line you heard in the preview. In the preview, they cut it properly, but in the finished film, they didn't. I would love to see an extended cut of one freaking word. That would be nice.
I've actually seen that extended cut where they fix it.
Yeah. Where did we get those wonderful? Yeah, they kind of messed up. Heart, Pat Benatar, Def Leppard, White Snake, Styx, Europe, Moody Blues. You guys know any of these?
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Vaguely. You see,
Well-
this has become the point where it's like I barely know anything.
I hope
these
I'm
are-
not the only one that knows about Arthurelio Voltaire.
Yeah, you are.
Well, maybe we can let Dion chime in. Maybe he has something to add to this. I don't know. Do you, man?
Are we still discussing music?
Yeah.
You could jump in and change the subject, man. You're part of this.
Yep.
All right. Well, in terms of music, I actually listen to mostly songs from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Because my parents they were surrounded with music that they listened to back then in, as I mentioned earlier, the 80s and 90s, and it's from there I've been listening to for a while. Well, because in terms of storytelling and quality like that type of music back then was better. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Like there are some good music that we have today, but they don't live up to the music that was produced back then.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
Except for like the independent ones that nobody apparently has heard of.
Well, I mean, when I think of like bands that I can think of that I think they're still relatively popular, but I love the music quite a bit, would probably be Chris Jericho's band Fozzy. I do really enjoy what they've been producing. So over the last 2 albums that they did.
I'm that way with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They're relatively popular, but I really like them.
I basically like all of the bands that Maranya mentioned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What has he mentioned so far?
I see what you did there.
What'd you say, Dion?
I asked what bands has Mariah mentioned so far?
She mentioned, what was it? Heart, Pat Benatar, Def Leppard, Styx, Journey, Europe. Oh, Styx, Europe, and Moody Blues. She didn't mention Journey. It's White Snake. I was thinking about Journey. That's why I said it. But Styx is my favorite band.
Oh man, I have so many like bands and groups that I like. It's hard to list. I mean, Journey's one of them.
My problem with Styx, though, Maranya, is my top 10 would not sound anywhere near like the Greatest Hits album because they are my favorite band. I don't know about you guys, but like I always kind of figured like if it's your favorite band, you go beyond the Greatest Hits album.
Mm-hmm.
And you're digging deep. So yeah, it's nowhere near 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Crystal Ball, Lady Renegade, Best Thing, Halfpenny, Two Penny, Boat on the River, Claire de Lune, Ballerina, Come Sail Away, and Sweet Madam Blue. See, I'm Deep Tracks. That's the soundtrack of my teenage years. Yeah, Styx is awesome. They got Dennis Young has a voice, man. Yeah. And I just ended the story. You guys go on and talk about what you were talking about.
Well, there's probably not much to talk. I don't know what much there is to talk about. The only other thing was one of my other friends, G Shadow, was in chat, but I think he left. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. But he asked me if I had seen something about, I guess it's a Twitter. It involved, Gundam. So this would be a perfect time for Eglantine to tap out. Yeah.
All right. You have a good time. I've got some new comments to read here. They are always fun.
Yeah, go for it.
Yikes. Well, I really honest to God hope that Nurkerson degenerate Discord was worth ruining Comicsgate over. I guarantee GUARANTEE that this consumer argument and gatekeeping argument will smash Comicsgate, if not destroy it completely. If Malin and Myers walk all over this best, then what will Comicsgate do? We've been here before. We'll be here after. I'm sorry, brother. And this is the guy, man. Every freaking, you know me. Why are you saying this stuff?
Yeah, that's disappointing. It's like especially when you know who you're talking to, or you know the channel, and and if you actually maybe it's the fact that they're like tuning out.
Well, this guy says, it sucks. I agreed with you guys more. I wish everybody would get along. It's fine. I love this channel. I only ever started watching YouTubers on comic books for comic book discussions, not politics. And I said, it's back to comics for me. The drama's always been boring, but sometimes necessary. And I was asked to do that shit show under a false premise. It is what it is. Moving on.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got a couple of comic book reviews lined up here. Very happy. Sorry, Dalton, that I couldn't get to the Disney stuff today. I fell asleep early, and then I was
you didn't sleep the night prior, so
yeah, no, it's totally fine, dude. We will get to Disney stuff the next time around, I guess.
I only got 2 hours sleep the 2 nights before. Well, you got EVS out. Congrats. I am sure CG is going to be much better now. Like he was not there in the beginning. Why?
Yeah,
here was my reply to him. No, someone with 10 times the combined sub count of the two people in that debate does what he wants.
And that's called punching down.
We were not his reason for leaving. We were his excuse for a clean breakaway.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's like, I heard that whole time thing several times, and the thing was, I remember when, before me and Yellow Flash patched things up, he's like, I don't even know who you are, and stuff of that nature. And it's like, you don't matter. You're not a part of this. I'm like, I've been here longer than you. But honestly, I don't care. Here's the thing. I don't care how long someone has been here. That's not my issue with any of this. It's like, it doesn't matter when Ethan joins or when anybody joins. I don't really care about the time frame. What matters is that, try your best to be civil as much as humanly possible. That'd be nice. But if you can't, expect to probably get verbally berated at some point. It's going to happen. So at this point,
one line from last night's debate really sticks out to me, and it was something that he said in passing. It was he was talking about how he was so annoyed, and it was like how people in this community do, or something like that. And I'm just sitting there like, gee, thanks for letting slip what you really think there, Ethan. So yeah, this has been boiling for a while, so don't fucking blame anybody for.
Yeah, the one thing that was interesting when watching
Rakita stream.
Well, I didn't watch the Rakita stream entirely. I just watched Eglantine's stream when they were talking about it. Ethan was like just obviously either on a high level of stress and irritation, or he was just pissed as hell very early on. And it's like, this is not how you win an argument. When you do it when you're angry, you're going to lose.
Well, more importantly, there's a rule when it comes to debates. The person who's getting angry is usually the person losing the debate.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was very, and Eglantine and Chevron barely, upped their volume level a decibel all night. So for fuck's sake,
I got heated.
Well, you did, but you still got angry in like a level civil tone. He genuinely got pissy quite a few times.
Yeah, and the part that bugged me the most was his comments about like, what has the commentary part of the community done? It's so like, I don't know.
The community until you showed up, you stupid fuck.
Well, it's like we're part of the community for one, and two, I don't know, promotion. Letting people know that you're on our side, that you're for the consumers. I mean, isn't that kind of how most of the channels sprung out in the first place? I mean, nobody knew who Diversity in Comics even was until Captain Cummings said something. I'm pretty sure someone would have probably noticed him, but he wouldn't have gotten to the level that he was now if it wasn't for Cummings giving him a boost and helping him out. So, and the same goes for Ethan. It's like Ethan wouldn't even be here if it, at least to some extent, if it wasn't for the fact that people were helping him out and boosting him and talking to him.
And he was on people's streams.
Wow,
like,
guys,
you
I
know.
just read off a couple of and you guys go back to songs and talking Gundam, man. Nobody wants to hear the drama. I just read off a couple of things and you guys ran with it. Damn.
Well, that's the thing is like I think that's part of it. That was just the part of it that pissed me out the most. It's like we've tried to offer. The thing is that there are parts of the community that have offered solutions to Ethan and to others, and they've talked to them. They've talked to the other creators at the other major publishing companies. We've told our issues. We've ad nauseum offered solutions. Most of the time they're openly ignored, and you know that's to be expected. But it's like we're giving you, we're trying to help. Not everybody is capable of writing a comic or drawing. It's like they're trying to give you feedback. If you can't handle the feedback, then maybe you shouldn't be here after all.
I'm going to read one more off to you. I apologize. By the way, to answer question, the reason why Mr. Roboto or Blue Collar Man isn't in the top 10 is because to me, Stick songs are all freaking amazing. And there are so many of them that, dang, you know, I mean, after a while, even the good ones are going to take a back seat. But here's something that I think is really telling. He said, this guy right here says that I'm playing, his name's Effin Craig, saying that I am performing mind games on Ethan. Let me read the whole thing.
Go. No, let him finish. I want to hear this. This will be fun.
Yeah. I am very disappointed that I ever supported your channel. There were always something often disingenuous about you. I could never put my finger on it. I always wrote it off to your childlike voice and gave you benefit of the doubt, but I guess you were just another snake in the grass. I don't know if you're working for Vox Day or if you just took a page out of his playbook, but by heaping shame and grief onto EVS for months, now you finally managed to drive him out. I am surprised you could be so envious of EVS and other creators making bank selling comics that you handed Comicsgate label over to the alt-right and their various off-brand versions.
Okay.
Now, hold on. Stop done yet. Let me finish. Hearing you being in a good mood and chuckling over the damage you have done really tells me a lot about you. At the end of this morning's stream, I said, I'm tired of the of being all serious. So I decided let's start joking and have fun again. So my response was, I said, I was grieving a lot and now it's time to laugh again. And then I said, do you honestly think that a guy with 1,000 subs and a guy with 10 times less subs than Ethan could drive him away? My guess is he was looking for a reason to separate from the group, and he used us as an excuse for a clean getaway.
Yeah.
And he says, you are a part of the larger problem. Yes, you certainly helped him drive away. And he says, you're patting yourself on the back because you drove out EVS of comics. No, I'm not.
No.
Turning into a funnel for turning disenfranchised and marginalized fans towards the alt-right. Your whiny mind games hurt the movement that were supposed to help comic book industry as a whole, not giving a platform to the alt-right. But I doubt you care as long as you don't have to see more talented YouTubers pass you by without damaging them a bit on the way.
Okay.
Let's see.
The one thing I think I wanted to chime in a bit. What was it that was said? Darn it, I lost my train of thought. Damn it. Please continue. Never mind.
You got something?
I lost it.
Let's count the ways that's wrong. For one thing, you're not fucking disingenuous. The entire point of last night's stream was basically you and Chevron being principal narcs in response to EVS being an opportunistic whore. For another thing, no, the alt-right is nowhere involved here because if anyone is against both sides of the identity politics, it's the guy who's been saying pretty much since day fucking one that he's against the identity politics.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for a third thing, keeping a movement to its base principles is not ruining that movement. It's course correcting it.
Oh, I remember my thought. It's like my thought is that it's just a goddamn hashtag, okay? It does not matter in the long scheme of things. Hashtags, like what Doug said earlier tonight and what you said, it's like the movement itself isn't going anywhere. It's not the only thing that's changing is that, you know, some people are gonna, you know, not use the hashtag anymore. You know, that's it.
Yeah, and like I've said every time this has come up in the past, I'm keeping it because regardless of whether it started as a hashtag, it's the label for these principles now, and I'm keeping it.
And that's completely okay if you want.
By constantly being on his case and turning his friends against him, turning his friends and fans against him, and making him feel by turning his good nature against him, you certainly could drive him out, but you only could because he cares about you and your opinion. If he had not, he would still be in Comicsgate. Now, I didn't talk to, I think I talked to Timothy Lim about 3 times, maybe. He's a great guy, by the way. Every time I met him, it's very pleasant. And I've never talked to Nurkish. And he goes, this was all mind games and guilt tripping standard SJW. So mind you, I am alt-right. I'm playing mind games. I am jealous, and now I'm an SJW. This guy's throwing everything out there. He is seeing what sticks.
And they're all horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. Being principled is not mind games. There's nothing alt-right about standing against all forms of identity politics. Nobody gives a damn about the Nurkish drama. That has been over for weeks, so the fuck.
Oh, no, apparently I caused the Nurkish drama now. Let's see.
It's not like EVS had something to do with that, you know.
No, he didn't. He was looking out for his friend Nurkish Indiegogo.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Nurkish's last name was Indiegogo. So anyway, I reply, I wasn't constantly on his case, nor did I turn his friends against him. Nurk and Lim had nothing to do with me. I talked to Lim maybe 3 times ever and never talked to Nurk. The people on my streams had legitimate concerns and wanted a platform, so I provided it. In the debate and on this video, I said everyone can and should work together. He left. I did not drive him out. His choice. Together, UC and I have 10% of his subs and far less of his views. He does what he wants. I don't play mind games. I'm very straightforward. And he says, you are straightforward. Remember, before he said I play mind games, you are straightforward, and you very much said you wanted him out. Now he is gone. So responsibility, though. I repeat, go fuck yourself. And I said, no, I said creators should not be the focus. The consumer should. This was a movement based on the fact that we were being treated poorly for criticizing books, and now we have an artist getting mad because he was criticized.
And actually, it was kind of funny. I mean, when I saw Cummings do a couple videos, it's like people were, I don't even remember what was said, but it's so like, isn't Cummings doing the same thing? Not really. He's just calling out Ethan for shit that he's been doing. You know, is he causing drama? I don't really see it that way, because if it wasn't for Ethan and the Nurkish situation in the first place, we probably wouldn't even be in this scenario right now.
So yeah, Tillium, who was in the comment section a little earlier, jumped on this guy for the jealousy thing, and I appreciate the backup. But yeah. Anyway, good tours. All I know is I'd rather hang out with a handful of folks like you guys than listen to a bunch of whiners crabbing about a hashtag, and which is exactly what we're doing right now. So I'm going to bow out and let you guys talk about things. I very much appreciate you event. Sorry, Maranya. Sorry, Eric Breen, for bringing my crap to the table here, but I do appreciate that, because as much as I say, you can't insult me, you can't, but it does get tired. I just want to talk about it. You know, this, holy crap, you got to see this, guys. It's very weird the way people. It's the cult of personality. Cult of personality has always been strange to me.
Yep. And now cue CM Punk's music.
I'm
Yeah, it's,
thinking more like living color for.
yeah, that's exactly it. There you go. I like this guy. He thinks properly.
Hmm.
The cult
Thank
of
you.
personality. Yeah. But seriously, it's it really is. It's very strange to me. Ethan draws comics. He draws them very well. In his job, he is amazing.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from him, but he's not curing cancer.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know, I don't, you know, you shouldn't put somebody up on a pedestal. One of the things I said was, you know, I don't want cronies. I like free thinkers.
Hmm.
You know, I don't refer to fans as fans. I refer to people as viewers, because fans means fanatic, you know, and I'm not a very,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the word fans when you describe people. You know,
Right.
I don't know. So I've never actually really understood the cult of personality. That being said, let me meet Dennis DeYoung of Styx, and that would go straight to pot. You know, I'll be like, oh, I'm such a fanboy. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Well, you have a good night. I recommend some sleep.
okay. Well, that might come, but I do really want to get these videos done to actually
yeah.
put some stuff on my comic channel.
Yeah.
But thank you very
I
much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem. It's fine. I was gonna probably vent about this eventually anyway, so just might as well do it now anyhow.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. I'll stick around for the end.
Well, no, I meant that, you know, I don't know if I really have much else to really say about the matter. It's like I guess I can clarify. I don't hate Ethan.
Nobody does. I don't hate him.
No, and
Yeah,
that's
me
the thing.
neither.
It's like I think that's kind of the problem is that I think it's very similar to what happened to Yellow Flash when he got piled on, basically. And unfortunately, it's basically a similar scenario. I think Ethan has been piled on quite significantly, and
That may be it, because I think we were the straw, you know, because
no,
he
that
I
was
didn't do months, and what ended up happening is I get a lot of DMs from people, and I get, hey man, I don't like the way it's going. Can you say something? Can you say something?
yeah.
Like I said, he beat me to it, so I figured I would do a live stream and let people come on and, you know, say what they need to say.
And the one
Now,
thing
yeah,
I mean, the thing is considering like the amount of people I have talked to over the course of several months and whatnot, while I was basically on somewhat of a sabbatical and whatnot, it's like I can kind of, it was feeling like being like the outsider looking in, and it's like I can see the turmoil and the tension, and I can see the people who are upset, you know, or that are officially done, myself included. It's like, what the freaking heck happened? I know that differing opinions happens, but good God, everybody, why did all this unnecessary bullshit and drama and stuff? I mean, people were constantly saying, it's like, hey, could we do this, you know, in private? And it's like, yeah, that would have been nice. Too bad you didn't think that ahead of time before you opened your mouth.
Here's another thing. If I've got 2 live streams with a total of about 15, maybe 18 people on it, who all have the same grievance.
Yeah.
Maybe look past the fact that, oh, he did a live stream, and realize that if there's 18 people, there's probably more. So why don't you address that part of
considering that most of those people have viewers as well, who probably at least a proportion of them agree with them as well. So
yeah, the thing is that
what I had a problem with, because we're talking about a consumer base instead of them talking about, oh well, the problem is we do have to settle this with the consumer base. I brought up the war campaign last night during the debate, and I said I was saying that I read off a message. I didn't name names because I don't want anybody getting hurt, but I read off a message that someone said, I am afraid of the war campaign. I am so afraid of them because. And I said, you need to address this. He goes, I don't know what else I can do. You're right here, right now. You know, I didn't say, he asked, what do you want me to do? Say something now? And I went, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Say something now. Say something right now. And, you know, he seemed to be very afraid to say anything against the war campaign, but he did. He
Well,
did. You got to give him credit for that. He did.
He didn't just seem afraid, though. He seemed sarcastic and snarky. Like, even when he was saying things, he was very, oh, this is... The tone of voice he used suggested that he didn't take it seriously at all, which annoyed me.
Well, the thing is, if your fan base is getting scared, yeah, it is good to protect. That's why, like, if we're doing a live stream and somebody comes on and they start yelling slurs and all that, immediately get rid of them.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is like when I heard about them, I'm like, who the hell are these people? Because I'd never heard of them before until a couple months ago, and I don't know how involved they.
3 days ago, and I kept hearing that I'm going to get shit from them come now that I talked about Ethan. So we'll see. What happens.
Yeah. Well, from what I've gathered and ascertained, it's like how Eglantine, how you said that you don't refer to your viewers as fans and whatnot. These
Right.
people personify fanatic. That's the problem. And look, if you like Ethan, if you're that, gun ho about being around him and, and worshiping the ground he walks on, okay, that's
More
an
power
option.
all the more power to you, honestly.
Yeah, but the moment, my problem is that the moment that you start interfering with other people because they have something that you don't agree with when it comes to this individual,
your dear leader, yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't go in there for all of this. I did not go to there. I went in there to talk about Comicsgate and ended up being, and I was like, oh, it's going to be this kind of conversation.
It's
all right.
the Ethan show.
Oh, wow.
Again, is the problem is him trying to be like, well, I am this.
Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah, it's him trying to be like, oh, well, I am this, so anything that I do is by definition a good thing for the movement, and anything that stands against what I want to do is automatically bad for the movement, and so on and then denying it, he would say a thing that meant he was trying to take control, and then he would immediately deny trying to take control, which annoyed the living fuck out of me. And one thing that surprised me that annoyed the fuck out of me even more was how almost subservient Malin was the whole time to EVS. I never thought I would see the day when John Malin of all people would be a bootlicker. So
I think he was a bootlicker.
I did got close a couple times there.
I don't know. I see it now. I know that John Malin's a strong personality, and let me say this up front. I'm sorry, guys. It turned into this again, but I'm sorry, guys. But Nick did a freaking awesome job. I do agree. Now, some people complain that I've seen some complaints that he lost control. Of course, he lost control. You have three. You have Unranked Chevron's getting up there. You have 4 very strong personalities. And you're going to lose control because when it comes down to it, Nick's great, but he's pretty new at it as well. I think we're bigger personalities. Not that that's not an insult on him. That's just explaining Malin, myself, and Ethan especially. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be doing that. By the way, to say something about no, Mysterio should not be the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel Universe. I think it should be probably Iron Man. I would go with Tony Stark like they did in the future thing.
Maranja and I are both going to kill you in this instance.
Well, what was it? There's been 2 variations of Mysterio. There was that one that actually had teleporting powers, which was interesting. But I don't see Mysterio as a magician. I see him as an illusionist.
Going to realize that technology and magic are basically the same thing, and they're going to be putting.
No, they're not. They're not.
Hey. They are. So it ends up.
No.
And the triggering begins.
I figured, hey, okay, let's go with that.
Did I mention no?
Let's drive Dalton crazy for a moment. Yes.
Yeah, sure. That'll lighten things up a bit, won't it?
Eglantine, I used to be your fan, but you turned your back on Dalton because he has always been on your shows and very loyal. You suck, and you should go and kiss EVS's boots, and you suck, and I'm not gonna buy into your videos or your bullshit, your disingenuous thinking anymore. You alt-right, SJW, racist, Nazi. Yeah.
I love you giving them like the
Simpsons nerd.
pubescent Shaggy. I call it the pubescent Shaggy voice because it sounds exactly like Shaggy going through puberty.
See, America Chavez could be the Sorcerer Supreme because she did come from another dimension, so it's got those other powers. You can expand it to find out that her portal punching. God, what a fucking dumb thing to say.
Okay, I might need to actually go lay down after that one. Oh, fucking hell.
KL!
I might have actually had a brain aneurysm as a result with that one.
Yep, I think it's official. Eglantine KO Dalton. He one-punched him to oblivion.
Your friends, you would have backed Dalton up on the whole fact that Doctor Strange is the most awesome character of all. I don't believe it, but you because Dalton does, and I think
he's not even the most awesome character on my list. So that wouldn't be a genuine criticism. Like
Dalton,
I said,
you're being disingenuous because all the time you talk about Doctor Strange. So you are being disingenuous. You're a Nazi, and
no one ever asked me about the two characters that I consider that are better than Doctor Strange. That being Dream of the Endless and Doctor Fate, specifically the Golden Age Doctor Fate before the Possession retcon.
Drink for every $5 fancy word. Now that you get damn drunk.
Yep.
That.
With Dalton in stream,
my words are not that fancy, and I would keep this drinking game in mind for when I actually have my first live stream on my channel, as and when I actually get the ability.
Be sure that everybody has healthy livers beforehand, or put a disclaimer in front. This could cause lung or liver damage.
Oh, Quill Sniv, that was the worst thing you could have said to me. But yeah, actually, I know Bendis wrote that, but I just wanted to trigger Dalton, so it's worth it.
There are no words. They're just
Dalton. You always use $5 words. Now you're saying there are no words. You're disingenuous, not
that's exactly how bad it is. Like given my reasonably exhaustive vocabulary, if I'm out of words, then you know that something has really gone wrong.
Yep, like I said, he's been KO'd. He got one punched.
But also don't give current Marvel any ideas because you know they would do it.
Oh
yeah. Fuck me. That makes me almost like genuinely nauseous thinking of American Chavez the Sorcerer.
You want to know what's interesting? We actually jumped in viewership. That was weird.
It's the Simpsons teenage voice there.
No, that the jump happened before you started that.
Oh, that's
nice. Because like Switchpoint is here and we got Quill and
what up?
Cringe on film.
It might be because you guys were triggering me over the whole terrible Sorcerer Supreme thing.
Well, that's what half of the chat, most of the chat is doing right now anyway.
Yeah.
They're trolling you, so.
Yep.
Because that used to be a thing back when I was on Twitch's Discord. They would come up with incredibly terrible ideas for who could be Sorcerer Supreme and defend them as though they were genuine ideas, and I would get quite triggered by it. So.
See, if I were you, I would think of the worst idea and join in. Like, who would be the worst idea for to become the Sorcerer Supreme? Now, how can he become the Sorcerer Supreme?
See,
that'd be the way to deal with it.
I can't do it though because I have too much respect for that title.
Hawkeye is now the Sorcerer Supreme.
I would love to see that.
I
Actually,
guess if he had like enchanted arrows or some shit that could.
See, that's what you do there, Dalton. Don't let him get to you. You steer into the skid.
There's only so far I can steer. Like the reason I can do it with Hawkeye is always magic neutral, but Mysterio, being an illusionist, is essentially an anti-magician. So I can't. There's only so many ways I can pretzelize my brain to make things work, and an illusionist becoming a sorcerer supreme just irks every fiber of my being.
so if I were to say Reed Richards should be Sorcerer Supreme, that would bug you?
Probably because he's so science heavy, and given how he's so opposed to Doom, who is an actual magic user, that would be a little bit.
In order to fight Doom, he finally realizes that he needs to learn magic, so he begins to learn it. Being his super genius self, he ends up being able to learn it quite quickly, like they kind of show up.
And then he blows up the world because, as we all know, Reed Richards is the stupidest genius in the history of the multiverse.
Has been
I
proven to
switch.
be correct.
What's new?
What?
I don't know what's new. What's new with you? We haven't hung out in a while. We'll have to try and get back to that at some point.
Oh, I lost 8 more subscribers, so I am down. Hold on, it dropped to 16. So that was 6. Then it raised to 7. So it's 7 down, then 14 up.
Welcome to the Eglantine Live losing subscribers.
And then 20. Then I lost this 27. So that means 30, 40. What would that be? 44 subs lost over this whole thing here.
All
Rock
things
the fuck.
considered, that's not very many.
Not really. Well, here's the thing. I lost immediately when DNC got mad at my brother. Immediately, I lost 120.
Yeah.
So far, I'm very disappointed in the EVS crowd. They are not doing their part.
Mm.
Well, I think because it's obvious to anyone who's not a rank partisan that you at least had a good point. So
yeah. Now we can say we're somewhat disappointed. we're actually disappointed, guys. We were expecting a bit of a dick.
Where is the infinity of human stupidity? I was promised there would be infinite human stupidity, and this is the best you can.
I was expecting a massive decline. Damn it!
You were expecting a massive loss of subscribers, but it was me, Dio, the whole time.
Like, I was expecting at least a couple hundred. Who's taking bets now? I'm kidding. I cast magic missile at darkness.
Magic missile. Every time I hear about that, I think about that one visual. Magic missile, and the guy's like popping off flares or something like that. Kind of funny. That was really. I did say I was going to go like 10 minutes ago. Why do I always do that?
Well, you do the same thing on live streams too. Like, I remember when I was about to go to bed the other night, you said we were going to close it down, and then like it was a half an hour later, and I still hadn't gone to bed. So I was like, "Fine, I need to go to bed." And apparently, you guys went for 2 hours after I left. So.
Yep. Eric Breen says Eglantine hasn't sung for 40 minutes. That's why we have 12 in the stream now. I haven't driven them off. Yeah.
Good. Don't do it again.
Fly with me, let's fly away.
Damn it! I just got the audience back. How dare you?
Sorry, man. Sorry.
I should mute you right now.
Is for the way you look.
Don't you encourage him.
Oh,
I don't think it's me, Eric. I don't think it was me that was driving him away.
Very, very
well, I appreciate the like switch. Thank you for that. I do.
I use the word slight, Eric, to say that there is a slight possibility that I am addicted to streaming.
Somebody cut him cold.
I would take out that word slight,
yes,
and I would take out the word possibility and just say
it's a guarantee at this point. There needs to be an intervention.
Yes, man. I dig it. I got no respect for Forbush man. There you go. He could be the Sorcerer Supreme. Explain why he's got that sentient pot on his head. Dalton sounds like a sober Dean Martin. Oh, that's horrible.
I appreciate the compliment. I love Dean Martin.
Well, he said sober.
Well, yes, but still, given how ready my speaking voice is, if my singing voice is even close to Dean Martin, I'm doing something right here.
All right.
He's got that above.
I'm cutting you off now. Please leave.
What?
Well, I mean, you got videos and other stuff to take care of.
You're right. I am.
You're 3 hours ahead of me. For me, this is about 10:30. For you, it's much later.
I'm so lonely. Don't send me away.
They're coming to take me away. Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho, to the funny farm.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What is your favorite Dean Martin song?
I don't know.
He said
aside from like his Christmas ones, I couldn't name one. Most of the ones I know of his are Christmas songs.
Top 10 Dean Martin songs. Number 10, You Belong to Me. Number 9, Houston. Number 8, Oh Laurie. Number 7, Standing on a Corner. Number 6, Sway. What are we on? 5, Mambo Italiano. Number 4 is That's Amore. Number 3 is Memories Are Made of This. The sweet.
Yeah. Was he the first one to do That's Amore, or was it a cover?
I think that's. I could be wrong, but number 2 is Little Old Wine Drinker, and number 1, of course, Ain't That a Kick in the Head. Little old wine drinker me.
Yeah, that's the problem though. Is a lot of those old songs are covered by so many different people that it's hard to remember who did it first.
He does better. That's the point. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna head out. Thank you very much for letting me come in and rant and rave.
You are welcome, sir.
You guys have
welcome here.
Evening.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some funny day.
Dean Martin was on key. All righty, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Have a good night, Eglantine.
Good. Now that the rabble is gone.
Oh my god. You realize you just broke the irony, like the speed of irony barrier there. Like us calling Eglantine rabble is the most bizarro world thing outside of that dimension.
I wasn't sure I was expecting that. I don't know why I said that. I just did. It's like, oh, well, he's gone now. I'm happy. No. I'm kidding. I love him.
Rebel, you've shown your direction.
Okay, Dion, did you have anything that you wanted to talk about? Because
oh, sure.
yeah,
Sure.
man.
Well, I was wondering if anyone is still watching The Gifted.
I've never watched that show, actually.
I've seen a couple episodes of that show. I didn't stick with it very much.
Well, actually, ever since season 2 came out, it's gotten better in terms of storytelling and quality.
It was pretty good. The couple episodes that I saw, it just was never something that grabbed me. I cannot wait for season 4 of The Magicians, though.
Oh man, I need to catch up with The Magicians because I stopped at season 1 when things were about to head to the final battle.
Okay, you have some really good TV in your future then, my friend, because both the first 2 seasons, to my knowledge, are on Netflix, so you can catch up that way at least. And I don't know how you're going to catch up with season 3, but you'll probably be able to. Season 3 is probably the best one of the 3 so far.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Well, when I saw the trailer for The Magicians, it just took me by surprise, and it piqued my interest. And from there, I actually learned that it's based off of a book series of the same name.
Yeah, the Lev Grossman books are amazing as well. I gotta say, when I first saw the trailers, I thought for sure it was gonna be Sci-Fi's attempt to rip off Harry Potter, but I'm so glad I gave it a chance because that show is so much better than Harry Potter ever will be that there are no words.
Hmm. Well, I might have to respectfully disagree with you because I actually enjoy the Harry Potter series, both the movies and the books. Although with the books I actually read only a few of them, but the movies I followed through.
The movies kind of the problem is whatever joy I had for the books really weren't translated very well in the movies. And I think that Fantastic Beasts is a much better franchise. It's much more tonally and aesthetically consistent. It's much more. It has a lot more like gravitas to it, being as it's a magical period piece. I like Newt Scamander a lot. I find him to be, I find Eddie Redmayne to be really good in that role.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. He captures the character of Newt Scamander really well.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to Crimes of Grindelwald, and I cannot believe that someone managed to make me say that about a Harry Potter affiliated thing.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, so far the spinoff is coming out strong, especially after Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them came out.
I just hope it stays relatively consistent tone wise because one of the things I absolutely hated about the Harry Potter movies was the way they kept changing the tone and changing the aesthetics along with it, and it was like, why is Sorcerer's Stone the best one of these? Sorcerer's Stone
Hmm.
shouldn't have been the best one of these. It was the cheap. It was the opener. You're supposed to improve from movie to movie, and you seem to just be getting worse. Franchise.
Hmm. I
Although
mean,
I will say that I thought that Goblet of Fire was probably the worst one, but that might just be my bias because Goblet of Fire was my favorite of the books.
all
Hmm.
right.
Interesting.
Well, well, for me, it was The Prisoner of Azkaban. That's good because we're not only introduced to Sirius Black, but we also learn more about Harry's parents and what really happened to them.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
Yeah, sure.
One thing I absolutely hated was how they replaced Dobby in every scene that he was supposed to be in with like someone else until his death scene, and it was just like, okay, if you're gonna just replace him with a character every single time he's supposed to show up, that's fine, but don't bring him back just to kill him, especially because movie wise it makes no sense considering that he basically pops up out of no. In the books, it made sense because we've been keeping pace with him from Chamber of Secrets onward. But in the movies, he got replaced with Neville. He got replaced with other characters, or he just got left out. And then all of a sudden, in Seven Part One, he just shows up again. And it's like, oh wait, yeah, this made sense in the book because Dobby's been around a bit, but in the movies, what the fuck?
Yeah, I felt that Dobby could have been utilized better because when I was first introduced to him in Chamber of Secrets, he became one of my favorite characters of the Harry Potter series.
Oh yes, definitely.
So
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, because even though his death from Deathly Hallows Part One, like got to me, at the same time I felt parts one and two for Deathly Hallows could have been done better.
It would have been better if they had just kept the bits with Dobby in the movies. Like if they had kept the bits in Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix that he was supposed to be in, and then he showed up in Seven Part One, that would have made sense because it's like, oh yeah, this character that we've been keeping up with in like comedic interludes has been what one thing they absolutely nailed though was Umbridge. I absolutely love her portrayal in the Order of the Phoenix movie. I thought it was almost bang on perfect, or as good as can be reasonably expected.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, wait. Okay, so refresh my memory. Umbridge, Umbridge was the one who was implementing all those rules, and Harry and the others created
Dumbledore's army in the
Yeah,
Room of
Dumbledore's army.
Requirement to substitute for the Defense Against the Dark Arts education that nobody was getting because she was being all authoritarian about it.
Yeah,
And she was also the one that was honestly, I agree with the contingent of the fan base that says Umbridge is worse than Voldemort because Voldemort knows he's a dark wizard. Umbridge thinks she's in the moral right. She is the magical equivalent of an SJW.
yeah, yeah. I mean, with Umbridge, like I just couldn't stand her when she was introduced, and that actually works. Of not makes me like the character. Like there were points like I get where she's coming from, but well, overall I would not agree. I would agree with her, especially with how she's been trying to not allowing Harry and the others to actually prepare themselves to fight
Yeah,
against the Death Eaters.
I think Umbridge is more terrifying than Voldemort because so many of us can relate to that one person who is that way, whether it's a parent or whether it's a teacher or whether it's just an authority figure in general. We've all had that one that's puritanical and moralizing and decides for everyone else that I mean, that's basically the SJWs in a nutshell, is they are the Umbridges of culture in this day and age. And they would absolutely hate to be told that because there is a stupidly high proportion of SJWs in the Potter fandom, like stupidly high. But
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
um, in truth, that's exactly what they do. Yes, I'm aware that Umbridge was originally. J.K. Rowling had admitted that she put Umbridge in there to satirize Margaret Thatcher, but this is the thing that people need to understand. Whether it's coming from the right or the left, moralizing sociocultural authoritarianism is as close to evil as I'm willing to call because I don't like putting moral designations on things, but fuck me running if authoritarianism isn't evil. Like Puritanism of any kind, whether it's Jack Thompson or Anise Sarkeesian, whether it's Frederick Wortham or uh, Hetherantos. If you're moralizing an authoritarian and you want to control what society, culture, and art can do and express, you are fucking evil. And that is my position on the matter.
All right.
Yeah,
I already miss Eglantine singing. Well, gee, thanks, Eric.
I can sing, Eric, if you miss singing.
Drink.
But
Okay.
Dalton, like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts of the reveal of Nagini being a human instead of being a familiar to Voldemort as one of his Horcruxes?
I kind of like her backstory, honestly. It wasn't something that I was expecting, but actually, if memory serves me, Nagini is the name given to one of the Nagas in Hindu mythology, so it makes a
Really?
certain degree of sense. Yeah,
Huh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it kind of it was kind of like out of nowhere, because wait, like when did this happen? Or did J.K. Rowling like give out hints that she was originally human? But like the more
Well, one of the things that I remember from the book is one of the things that inspired Voldemort to be Voldemort in the first place was Tom Riddle was a very big fan of Gellert Grindelwald. So it makes a certain degree of sense that as a Grindelwald fanboy, he would pick up mementos of Grindelwald in the same way he picks up mementos of the four Hogwarts professors and turns them into Horcruxes. So if given that Voldemort is a Grindelwald fanboy, and Nagini is still around by virtue of magical snake shit, I can sort of see the warped logic of I'm gonna take this snake and I'm gonna make it my Horcrux because this snake has relevance to one of the things I'm a fanboy of. In the same way as he went, oh, I'm gonna take all of these artifacts of the four founders of Hogwarts, and I'm gonna turn them into my Horcruxes because they're meaningful to the things I'm a fanboy of, basically.
Yeah, with the reveal of Nagini being human the more I step back and think about it, the more I feel like it actually kind of makes sense. And it does add something new and also depth to her character because we didn't know anything about it. I mean, the new information of her being formerly human, who over time was stuck in her snake form, it actually kind of makes sense.
It makes you kind of feel bad for her, but also like it honestly sort of makes a thematic connection with Voldemort because in the book, if you remember, he was described as far more snake-like than he ever was in the movie. So it's kind of ironic that the more he broke apart his soul, the more snake-like he became, and of course, because of her maledictus, she became more snake-like as the years went on as well. So it's sort of ironic that way. And she was the final Horcrux.
Even though that she was once human, but she became more snake-like and less human. Well, actually, through the Harry Potter series, well, among other things, that got me into magic. Well, at least learning about magic and the occult. Oh, because I actually have a couple friends who like do tarot cards, but they practice the magic themselves, and I told them about my interest, and I got myself a tarot reading, and basically I told them to go ahead and do it, but also at the same time be aware of the consequences when it comes to practicing with magic.
Yeah, so you have done research into magics then?
Yes.
Interesting, given that I have studied it for literally a dozen years at this point. And also if you're interested in magic, one of the shows on my channel is a series where I look at like fantasy media through an occult lens. So if you're interested in that.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep that in mind and check it out when I have a chance. Oh, because
the show is called A Mystic's Vlogs, and it's on my channel, which is the Authenticator.
All right.
Okay. Well,
I successfully managed to show somehow today, and also I met somebody who's also into magic, which doesn't happen as often as I would like.
Yeah. Sorry, I tapped out of that conversation. I'm more into science fiction than I am for fantasy most of the time. I'm not opposed to it.
You just haven't read the right fantasy yet, Nightwolf.
Well, most of the stuff that is fantasy that I've had the most engagement with is mainly video games and not with like books and whatnot. I don't really care for Harry Potter. So that's a guarantee it's gonna like tap me out immediately. I'm like, I know there's a lot of people who like it. I don't really care for it. So
yeah, I find it kind of insufferable from a magical perspective. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from.
I'm just not interested.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get why not everyone likes Harry Potter, and even though I like the series, but at the same time, I can understand why people have certain grievances of the series, and also how people some people take issues with like J.K. Rowling changing the canon in recent years.
Yeah. Well,
I don't mind her. I don't mind her changing canon because she's always been really good at keeping the canon straight. Like one of the few books that I still own that's Potter based is the edition of the Tales of Beedie and the Bard that they actually made. That has Dumbledore's footnotes in it. I don't know if you've read that one.
I've
really
yet to check that out because like I said, I have not read all of the Harry Potter books, but I've seen all the movies.
If you guys wouldn't mind, I'm gonna shift topic a bit because there was because I know it was like super early in the stream and before the venting happened, which I should like. I don't know. That should be a title for this stream. The venting.
The great
Uh,
venting.
The great venting of 1940.
No, the great venting of Comic Skate 2018.
Or something of that nature. But it was early in the chat. My buddy G Shadow was saying that apparently somebody was complaining about, or he had something to say about Gundam and and Xeon and whatnot, and it's Music Man Mike. I might know who this is vaguely, but I'm not sure. But he's trying to attribute the Xeon flag and the Kyrgyzstani flag as ironic Nazism. I'm like, I don't think it's ironic for Xeon per se. I mean, I know that the Kyrgyzstani flag is a joke. It's a meme. Or at least that's how I perceived it.
It is the literal embodiment of meme culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's responding to somebody by Gaming and Pandas. I don't know this person, but apparently someone else was talking to him and said, do you realize someone with a Third Reich flag has their banner just retweeted you? He's like, that's a Xeon flag from Gundam, you literal idiot.
I've been out of Gundam for like a while because the last Gundam series I watched was when Toonami was still on the air on Cartoon Network before it got taken out and then brought back years later. It was Gundam Wing.
Well, Gundam Wing was the one that was the most popular and the one that everybody remembers, though Toonami did air several of the other ones.
Such as 79?
They did, yeah, they aired the original. They aired, because they also had that evening block during Adult Swim.
Yeah, I remember.
And they would air other ones like War in the Pocket, 8th MS Team, Stardust Memory. They also showed the uncut version of Gundam Wing, which is obviously better because then characters are allowed to cuss and say Death Scythe Hell and damn it. I know that's some pretty serious cussing. But yeah, Gundam still goes on. They've been going for over 30 years. The original is over 30 years old now. And
when actually did JoJo start? Because I know JoJo has been going on forever as well.
What year was it created?
It started in the mid to late 80s. Last time I checked.
Gundam would probably be older. Because Gundam is significantly older than both Dragon Ball and JoJo's. If they started in the 80s, because I know when Dragon Ball started. Toriyama wrote the first volume, started writing and drawing the series in 1984, the year I was born. So
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure started in January 1st, 1987.
Yeah. And Gundam, the original Gundam series was released in 1979, I think. Between 1978 and 1979. So it's a couple years older. It's old.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it started in 79 all the way to the early 80s, so it makes sense.
Well, it's still ongoing. And it's still going. They keep making new shit all the time.
Well, actually, there is a new Gundam series, and it's currently on Netflix.
That's not new. That's old, actually.
Oh, really? I thought it was new.
Gundam Unicorn is actually from 2012.
Oh, wow.
It's only recently that Netflix got the rights to air it. Go ahead.
Speaking of older things that are newly on Netflix, I found out yesterday that the animated Doctor Strange movie from 2007, the one that's better than the 2016 one that Marvel did, is now on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Interesting.
So if anyone wants
Okay.
to see a Doctor Strange movie that kind of fucks up the lore a little bit, but actually gets the tone and characterization more accurate, watch the 2007 one. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes too, so it's not even that long.
Yeah.
I remember watching the animated Doctor Strange movie, and I quite enjoyed it.
It's so much better than the 2016 one.
Yeah. Well, I was still gonna go on and talk about this when they're talking about Xeon. It's like, oh, what is the appropriate terminology for something like that? It's similar to like Star Wars and like the Stormtroopers and Vader. It's a very similar thing. It's imitating a situation. I wouldn't call it a parody because they're not joking. But the one thing that some people have to understand and remember, especially for Gundam, as it's over 30 years, and you have to consider the age of, the creator himself, Toriyama, he grew up basically in a post-World War II Japan. So obviously he took a lot of influence for Xeon for, fascist regimes and other assorted, things of that nature, whether it was from Nazism or from Hitler or anything of that nature. It's like, you can see the similarities. I could see the similarities when I watched the show when I was a teenager. Yes, the Xeon are bad. Xeon are, for all intents and purposes, space Nazis. Okay?
Yeah.
I openly will say that. Yes, they're space Nazis. They're not nice people, at least most of them. And the one thing, though, that, Toriyama did well, along with, several other creators over the years, is explaining that, the situations with the colonies in the series could have either been avoided or handled better by the Earth Federation. But every creator has always handled it like straight down the middle. There are good people on both sides in the middle of a conflict with evil forces or very cruel individuals. Yeah, and the thing is, like, people. I remember there was that article on Sci-Fi where they were talking about Japan's fascination with fascism. It's like, I don't think it's a fascination.
Yeah,
it's not.
I remember that article.
Yeah, it's not a fascination. That's not the point. It's because it's a very easy way to create villains or antagonists.
Because everyone and their mother has a cultural zeitgeist where Nazism is the worst thing ever.
Exactly.
And
the one thing is, like, and they're never portrayed positively. It's funny, that article also mentioned like Full Metal Alchemist, and it's like, but it's explained very early on when Edward and Al are talking to the old lady. She says, like, no, the military is bad. The state is bad. You don't want to be involved with them. And it's obvious she's trying to protect the boys, because she knows better. And with Gundam itself, it's like the Xeon party itself. I mean, for one, started with good intentions, considering that Char's father was just a very idealistically driven man who believed humanity was evolving. And we're becoming psychic people, basically.
Yeah,
he wasn't wrong. Yeah, they were becoming new types. But, people who have political power and people under them who want political power. What happens? Oh, that's right. He gets assassinated. And then new regime takes over and radicalizes and turns it into a twisted version of what he thought. The one thing that's different in comparison to that, like maybe actually, German Nazi history, is that the child comes back for revenge.
Essentially.
Yeah, that's what Shard did. Even though he's still technically an antagonist to the original series, in a sense, he's a good guy. He's not, well, at least he's, I don't know.
As good as one can be when one is intertwangled with space Nazis.
He hates the zombie family. He even kills because he kills a mass majority of the family. He kills at least 2 of them. And others end up killing each other. Let's see. I'm trying to remember because the first one who dies is Garma, the youngest child, who was Shar's friend, and he literally says, "It's like I'm sorry that this happened. Don't blame me. Blame it on your birth and who you were related to." Because he said he didn't even dirty his hands with that one. He set a trap. He basically set Garma up to be shot down by the Federation's White Base and Gundam. He literally just set his friend up to die. Let's see. I'm going through the series of events.
For 79 or Wing?
Check on what chat is doing because we haven't checked on chat in a while.
Yeah, it's true. If you want to see Doctor Strange done right, watch the 1978 Peter Holton version.
No.
I have the movie on DVD and 2016 movie pulls a good bit from 2007 version.
Are we going to just make the day give Dalton brain aneurysms with Rage Day?
Yep, that's what
we're doing?
You remember. You asked for this.
To, Dalton.
They're not trying; they're succeeding. There's a difference. You asked me to read chat. just remember that. You asked for this.
Fair call. But yeah, in all seriousness though, the best adaptation of Doctor Strange outside of the comics is still to this day the one episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series where he was voiced by John Vernon. That is still the gold standard to which all other non-comic book adaptations of Doctor Strange need to aspire, including Benedict Cumberbatch. Although I'd be happy with him if he just learned to fucking emote.
Yeah.
I remember that episode from Spider-Man the Animated Series, and I thought they portrayed, well, not only Doctor Strange, but the other Marvel heroes as well. And as for the voice actor you mentioned, he reprised his role as the character for the Incredible Hulk when Bruce was being possessed by an alien entity that he was fighting.
No, that was Maurice LaMarche.
Oh, really? I thought that was the same guy.
Nope, that was Maurice LaMarche in that episode.
But oh man, speaking of the Marvel animated universe, I really miss it, and it definitely needs a comeback because most of the current Marvel animated shows that we've been getting in recent years are not good.
No.
Yeah. Okay, well, so you're willing to turn heel, huh, Eric? Oh, it's nice to know how much you care. Very, very, very nice. What is this? A wrestling promotion?
Face heel turns, heel face turns.
There's only so many heel turns that work. Okay, not all of them work well.
Yeah, but it's funny like how it's pretty much it's been used and utilized in multiple forms of media, especially in anime and manga, comic books, and yeah, so on and so forth.
Well, yeah, it's
yes, Maranya. By the way, John Vernon was also the voice of Tony Stark at one point, which probably didn't help the Tony Stark and Doctor Strange comparisons for a while. But yes, he's also my favorite incarnation of Doctor Strange outside of the comics.
That's cool. I don't know. There was. Let Marvel throw John Vernon out of a window in point blank. What? Oh, Lee Marvin. Sorry.
I was about to say, like, he's the only guy that did Doctor Strange right in like all of the series that he's ever been on. So don't you dare touch John Vernon.
Right. Hmm. I was still kind of going over events. I
Of Gundam?
think, yeah, I think that the big bruiser of the family, Dolzelzabi, died after eventually, not well, several long time afterwards. He died nearing the tail end, and then the oldest son, Girin, killed their father, Degwin, and then Cassilia killed Girin, and then Shark killed Cassilia. Series of events of everybody's deaths. There you go. I remembered.
So, so many deaths in Gundam, so little time.
Hmm. What'd you say?
Oh, no, just say, there's so many deaths in Gundam and so little time. I mean, like I
Well,
said, like,
we went through every series. Yes, I could be here all night doing that, and I could talk about the best ones, the worst ones, or the ones that should have happened but did not happen because the writer was an idiot.
and
What
now
time
so,
zone are you in, Nightwolf?
I'm on the West Coast. It's 11 o'clock for me.
yeah,
It's
yeah, same here in my end, and I'm in Portland, Oregon.
it's just after 2 a.m. here.
Dion, we are not that far away from each other.
No, we're not.
No, I live in Astoria, so
Yeah,
we're only
I
a
mean,
couple hours away.
yeah, I mean, but I'm from California, but I came here in Oregon because of college.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, so that's why like one of these days I want to join in on a live stream, but I'm pretty much gonna. It's more likely I'm gonna be in a recurring character role because I can't participate in them as much as I want to because I want to get through finals and everything else.
Yeah, understandable. Understandable. Yep.
Do you have a Twitter, Dion?
Well, yeah, you follow me. It's under my
I,
name.
I was about to say I think I follow you on Twitter. I'll have to send you the link to my YouTube channel so you can find that series I was telling you about that I do.
Yeah, and I
Mm.
also followed you back after. Wait, either I followed you back after you followed me, or I followed you and then you followed me back.
Yeah, I think it might have been that way around because I think that was where I first heard of you. So I'll have to just find you on the Twitter and see if I can send you the link to the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's more likely that, that most people will know me is because I actually go under my little brother's name in the comments section.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm getting kind of tired, and I do have to probably get up early in the morning, as you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll end it here. Thanks everybody who came and hung out and whatnot. Thank you, Dion and Dalton, and also to Eglantine for joining too. For though he ducked out to take care of other stuff. But yeah, thanks everybody for being here. And
Cheers,
there,
guys.
yeah,
Yeah, see you later. I'm glad to join. Well, I'm glad I
yeah,
joined in. So yeah, but maybe
yeah,
next time.
yeah. We'll try and have you on in another one, man. Okay, of
Yeah, and
course.
I try to like invite Nerd Wonder or anyone else.
Right. Well, I invite everybody that I know is normally welcome to join. So
Yeah,
all they have to do is ask. Wonder normally does. I have to normally ask Wonder to join because she's either too busy or she, is pulled in several different directions. So I normally have to ask ahead of time to get her on. So
yeah. Well, actually,
um,
last time I checked on Twitter, her family, she and her family are actually doing okay now.
huh?
So I checked back on Twitter and it says that she and her family are okay now.
Okay, that's good. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna close out now. Good
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers,
night,
guys.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.